Trading at Schwab is now powered by Ameritrade, bringing you an expanding library of education with even more ways to sharpen your trading skills. Access new online courses, insightful webcasts, articles, engaging videos, and more, all curated just for traders. Plus, guided learning paths with content designed to fit your unique interests. No sifting to find exactly what you need, so you can spend your time learning to trade brilliantly. Learn more at schwab.com/trading.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost?
While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.
Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter-Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Comedy on this Saturday. We go to Bob Hope and the Screen Directors Playhouse from 74 years ago, The Ghost Breakers, starring Bob Hope. An episode of Father Knows Best also from 74 years ago, The Father's Day Picnic. Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. Marie Wilson in My Friend Irma. And The Couple Next Door, starring Peg Lynch and Alan Mutz. That's all straight ahead on this Saturday. This is Flag Day. 14th day of June, 165th day of the year. We have 200 days left in 2025 rather. Flag Day, National Flag Day, celebrated on this date. It commemorates the adoption of the flag of the U.S. that happened on this date by resolution of the Second Continental Congress in 1777. Back in 1916, President Wilson issued a proclamation that officially established this as Flag Day, and in 1949, National Flag Day established by an act of Congress. This is not an official federal holiday, though on this date in 1937, Pennsylvania became the first and only state to celebrate Flag Day as a state holiday. The Army, founded on this date in 1775, Warren Harding became the first president to be heard on the radio on this date in 1922.
My countrymen, first flaming torch of Americanism was lighted in framing the federal Constitution in 1787.
Harding dedicating the Francis Scott Key Memorial at Baltimore's Fort McHenry. I think I'm safe playing this record because this goes back to 1923, which is 102 years ago today. The first hillbilly record to sell 1 million copies, recorded by Fiddlin' John Carson.
Old Fanny in the backyard. Roll and tack, mighty loud, little egg walk, mighty proud.
Fiddlin' John Carson, his recordings of You Will Never Miss Your Mother Until She's Gone and Old Joe Clark both sold over 1 million copies, each awarded a gold disc by the RIAA. The first commercial computer, UNIVAC, unveiled on this date in 1951. President Eisenhower signed the order, inserting the words "Under God" into the Pledge of Allegiance on this date in 1954. And it was on this date in 1982, Argentinian forces surrendered to British troops, ending the Falkland Islands War. I have to say that carefully. Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher said Britain had taught Argentina and the world a lesson.
Whereas British sovereign territory, it will be well and truly defended, and we shall never again be the victim of aggression.
Now, in 1993, President Clinton nominated Ruth Bader Ginsburg to the Supreme Court seat left open by the retirement of Justice Byron White. With Sandra Day O'Connor already on the High Court, Ginsburg said her nomination had special meaning for women.
It contributes to the end of the days when women appear in high places only as one-at-a-time performers.
Ginsburg would pass away in 2020. In Alexandria, Virginia, on this date in 2017, Republican member of Congress and House Majority Whip Steve Scalise of Louisiana shot while practicing for charity baseball.
We were sitting ducks. I mean, we had nothing to fight back with but bats.
Texas Congressman Roger Williams. Passing away on this date in history, Benedict Arnold, the original voice of Fred Flintstone, Alan Reed, also composer Alan J. Lerner, and composer-conductor Henry Mancini. Birthdays on this date include author Harriet Beecher Stowe, also photojournalist Margaret Bork White, Burl Ives, A Little Bitty Tear Let Me Down. Let's see, Bert Slaw and Batten Masterson's Gene Barry. Also, the man who wrote Witchcraft and Sweet Charity, Cy Coleman, and the saxophonist and singer from Junior Walker and the All-Stars, Junior Walker, all born on this date in history. They are no longer with us.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
It was not until recently that I knew that Marla Gibbs left the Jeffersons to do a show called Checking In. But she had an agreement that said that if the show flopped, and it did badly, Checking In, it was a one season? Did it even make it through one season? No, it only aired on CBS for 4 episodes, April 9th to April 30th of 1981. But she had the leverage to go back and be Florence Johnson back on the Jeffersons. So she was in there for 10 years, got 5 nominations for the Primetime Emmy for her supporting actress. And then she went on to be in 227, and she even sang the theme song. Marla Gibbs, 94 today. The Zombies' Rod Argent is 80 today. President Trump turned 79 years old today.
We will make America great again.
79 years old, President, 45 and 47 now. From Culture Club, Boy George is 64. I've actually seen him, for a period there. I was really wondering about him. And now, the last, the few seasons he was on The Voice Australia. And he looked really good. And seemed to have gotten much better than he had been there for a while. Boy George, 64 years old. Remember her from Baywatch and Ryan's Hope, Yasmine Bleeth, 57 today. Artie Abrams from Glee, Kevin McHale is 37. And from Pretty Little Liars, Lucy Hale is 36. Those just a few of the people who celebrate Flag Day. The 14th day of June is their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Because I felt we needed to have some culture today. Okay, now we're going to go back to Thursday, June 14th, 1951, an episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse some 74 years ago, Bob Hope, starring in The Ghost Breakers.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit ActiveDay.com to apply.
Civil defense is common sense. Hi, this is Tony Bennett. Make sure you're prepared if a nuclear attack ever comes.
Now we continue on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse and their production of the motion picture The Ghost Breakers from 74 years ago today, June 14th, 1951.
Screen Directors Playhouse. Star, Bob Hope. Production, The Ghost Breakers. Director, George Marshall.
This is the Screen Directors Playhouse, one of the weekly features on NBC's All-Star Festival of Comedy, Music, Mystery, and Drama. Brought to you by Chesterfield, always milder, better tasting, cooler smoking, plus no unpleasant aftertaste. By the makers of Anacin for fast relief from the pain of headache, neuritis, and neuralgia, and by RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television. Tonight, the Screen Directors Playhouse is pleased to present transcribed a comedy of terrors, The Ghost Breakers, starring Bob Hope. But first, here's a tip for Father's Day, featuring one of Father's Day's most famous fathers.
Say, Bing, how are you planning to spend Father's Day this Sunday?
Oh, Ken, Father's Day's quite a deal, you know, at the Crosby Menage. I get to sleep as late as I want to. Then the kids bring me a big breakfast in bed, ham and eggs, cereal, waffles, pancakes, sausage.
Then what do you do when you get up?
What else? I wash the dishes.
Well, I know one gift that'll be on that breakfast tray, Bing.
Right you are, Ken. A carton of milder Chesterfields. Folks, we have a fine new Chesterfield gift carton this year, and it's just the thing for Dad on Father's Day. It's got a picture of Godfrey on it and a place to write your greetings. And inside, 200 of those milder Chesterfields. Remember, Chesterfields gives you mildness plus no unpleasant aftertaste, and that's the biggest plus in cigarette history.
So drop around your favorite dealers and pick up a gift carton.
Sure, Dad's a great guy, and Chesterfield's a great smoke. It's a natural. For Father's Day and any day, it's Chesterfield.
Now the first act of the Screen Directors Playhouse production of The Ghost Breakers, starring Bob Hope in his original role of Larry Lawrence, with Shirley Mitchell as Mary Carter. If ever a name struck terror into the heart of the underworld, it's the name of Larry Lawrence, intrepid radio reporter and crime buster. Yet only his closest friends know that behind his simple, vacant, foolish smile hides the real Larry Lawrence. Simple, vacant, and foolish. We find him now in his office, prepared before leaving on his vacation.
Oh, so you clam up on Larry Lawrence, huh? Come on, open up. Open up, I say, or I'll drill a hole clear through you. Okay, you asked for it. Take this. And this. And this.
Is there something wrong, Mr. Lawrence?
Yeah, I can't get this window open.
Here, let me try.
It's no use, Miss Coles. It's stuck. I'm a strong man, but...
There you are.
Miss Coles, I thought I warned you about weightlifting on office hours.
There's a Miss Mary Carter to see you, Mr. Lawrence.
Miss Carter? Is she a redhead, or are you wasting my time? You know, I'm due on the air in 15 minutes, and I'm waiting for Raspy Kelly.
Well, she says it's very important, Mr. Lawrence. And she's a blonde.
Oh, then put her in category 7B. I'll see her when I get back from my vacation. And tell her to leave her telephone number and waist measurement.
Mr. Lawrence, please Please, I'm Mary Carter.
I'm sorry, miss, but I'm working on my secret invention.
A real invention?
Yep, it's a bottle preparation for women who want to get their face lifted.
How does it work?
I mix nitroglycerin with cold cream. That just goes to show how tough a woman has to be when she deals with Larry Lawrence.
Oh, then you're really Larry Lawrence. The brave, strong, dashing Larry Lawrence I've always heard about.
Well, what are you waiting for, Miss Coles? Go somewhere and flex your muscles. And tell me when Raspy Kelly comes in.
Yes, Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, I need your help.
Ah, yes, don't you all? Poor girl.
You don't understand. Mr. Lawrence, you're famous as a crime breaker and gang breaker.
And there was that wonderful week in Duluth when I was a home breaker.
Now I want to purchase your services. I want you to become a ghost breaker.
Ghost breaker? I'm sorry, but the only spirits I mess around with come equipped with olives, not shrouds.
I'm serious, Mr. Lawrence. I've inherited an island off the coast of Cuba, Black Island, and there's a castle on it called Castle Maldito.
Oh, sure, I've heard of that. Isn't that where Cougat raises little maracas? Now, Miss Carter, you're not going to tell me that castle is haunted.
Well, this afternoon, the deed was turned over to me by a Senor Parada. He told me that no one who ever eats dinner in the castle ever lives until breakfast.
You mean there's no post-toasties because of the ghosties?
Yes. Yes, there is a ghost. Senor Parada says it's the ghost of Don Santiago, my great-great-grandfather. That's why I'm afraid, Mr. Lawrence. Now, if you'll come with me to Castillo Maldito, I'll see that your time is well paid for.
Yeah, but why let a few ghost rumors frighten you? After all, what's a ghost? Just a Ku Klux that's lost his clan. What do you need me for?
Here, I received this card in the mail today.
Let's see. Death waits for you at Black Island. Well, here's your card, Miss Carter. Thank you and good night.
You mean you're afraid? You, Larry Lawrence?
Afraid? Me? Listen, I'm one of the bravest gumshoes in the business.
Well, you're acting like a child.
Okay, so I'm one of the bravest bubblegum shoes in the business. It's just that I don't like spirits to send fan mail, and besides, tomorrow I'll be in the mountains, so take your ghost postage to somebody else. Ah, that mountain air, that's the life. You go to the window at 6 o'clock in the morning, open it, climb in, and go to bed.
Mr. Kelly is here, Mr. Lawrence.
Oh, fine. I'll see him right away. Miss Carter, if you want an expert in things that go boo, 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 I've got a friend named Crosby. Why don't you see him?
No one else will do, Mr. Lawrence. I'm sailing for Cuba tonight on the Rexitania. If you change your mind, I'll be waiting for you in my stateroom.
Hiya, Larry. What do you say?
Well, hello, Raspy. Say, you sound better. Did you get the frog in your throat a fresh lily pad?
I got another Frenchy Duval story for you. It's a killer. Oh.
Yeah, and so is Frenchy Duval. Say, does he know you're giving me these stories?
Sure, he loves it. Good publicity.
I know. I plug him or he plugs me. What have you got?
Frenchy has himself a new racket. Here's how it works.
Here's the last-minute scoop. Frenchy Duval has a nice new racket, Baby Laundries. You know the kind I mean, with a slogan. This is the little one's laundromat. Frenchy discovered that there were about 2,000 of them in the state all making money. Without even telling his closest pals, he moved in and three-cornered the market. And so today, Frenchy is really cleaning up the hard way. This is Larry Lawrence saying good night.
Larry Lawrence will return to the air 2 weeks from tonight with more lowdown on the underworld. Now a word about Cronin's coffee.
Well, that's that. One more week on the air without a rest, and I'd begin to look like Bob Hope.
Mr. Lawrence.
Oh, hello, Miss Cole. Did you hear the broadcast? Wasn't I great? Wasn't I terrific?
Frenchy Duval is on the phone.
Wasn't I just leaving? Wonder if he's sore. Courage, Camille. Hello, Frenchy. What's new?
Got a tip for you, Larry boy.
Shoot. I had to open my big mouth. What was that?
That was Raspy Kelly saying goodbye.
Raspy Kelly? But you're not mad at me, are you, Frenchy?
Oh, no. I told you I got a tip for you. Here, get this. A certain radio reporter was found in a ditch riddled with bullets.
Yeah? When did it happen?
Probably tomorrow.
Wow, that's what I call hot news. Tell me, hey, Frenchie. Oh, not me, not little old Larry.
I'm going to put somebody on the spot, boy.
Miss Coles, hand me that bottle of spot remover.
Hey, Lawrence, I'm taking care of myself, personally.
Oh, Frenchie. Frenchie boy, speak to me. Hello, Mort. Come to think of it, hello, mortician. Why did I bother paying this year's income tax?
Where are you going?
Cuba. Miss Coles, when it comes to ghosts, I'd rather see one than be one.
Oh, Larry, I'm so glad you decided to come.
Some stateroom you got on the ship. You ought to see mine. It's so far down I can use the propeller to whip up my shaving cream. Say, did you see President Truman in swimming when we passed Key West?
No, which one was he?
The one in evening clothes.
Yes?
Radiogram for you, miss. And there's one for Mr. Lawrence, too.
Oh, thank you, Stuart.
Well, who'd know I was aboard?
Oh, here's your telegram.
Well, isn't that nice? Mine must be from the Cuban Chamber of Commerce.
What does it say?
See Cuba and die. Hey, wait a minute. It's signed Frenchie Duval. Stop the ship. Man overboard. Stop the ship. Guzzle the mainsail. Box the copper.
Larry, please.
What?
Larry, look at my telegram.
What are you excited about? It just says, an empty coffin waits on Black Island. Gee, does Pierce Brothers know about this? You think we should make the one friendly call that covers all?
Larry, I'm scared.
And it's signed, Senor Muertus.
Muerte. In Spanish, that means death.
I know his brother, Rigor Mortis. You poor kid, you really are in trouble, aren't you?
I'd be in a lot more trouble without you to help me.
Yeah, I'm brave. Two-gun Larry Lawrence. When I find out who's threatening you, I'll break him in two and use half in the castle and half in the bathroom. Sure, that's me. Courage on the loose. Only it isn't so.
What do you mean, Larry?
I'm running away from myself from some gangsters in New York.
Oh, I didn't know.
Look, Mary, we're both in trouble. Let's play it together, huh?
Hmm.
You stick by me, and I'll stick by me, too. Seriously, Mary, You know, you're beautiful.
I'm frightened.
Hello?
Hello? This is Senor Parada.
Mary, it's Parada, the guy you were telling me about.
Who is this speaking?
Never mind about me. What's the idea of scaring Miss Carter with all that ghost stuff?
Ghost? I'm sorry, but I must have the wrong stateroom.
Hello, Senor Parada.
Parada? That's strange. I wonder why he's on board.
Yes?
Oh, I noticed Miss Carter's name on the passenger list. Is she here?
Why, yes, I'm Miss Carter. Who are you? Why, you're...
That's right, Jeff Montgomery. May I come in?
Oh, please do.
We met at the store club a few weeks ago.
Yes, of course. Mr. Montgomery, this is Mr. Lawrence.
You traveling to Cuba, Mr. Montgomery?
Yes, my home's in Havana.
Oh, we're going to Havana, too. And then on to Castle Maldito on Black Island.
Say, I'd heard that jinx was wished off on... But not you. That place is evil. There's the legends about the ghosts, and there's said to be a zombie on the island, the son of the native woman who looks after the place.
Zombie?
Yes. Some voodoo priests seem to have the power to bring the dead back to life. You see them once in a while walking around with despondent, hopeless, staring eyes.
You mean like Republicans?
Please be careful, Miss Carter. If you insist on going to Black Island, be sure you go well protected.
Well, what do I look like, an egg beater? There's nothing on that island but ghosts, evil spirits, and zombies. Ghosts, evil spirits, and zombies. When's the next boat back to New York?
But what about Frenchie Duval?
Him. He's just trying to kill me, that's all. Between Black Island and Frenchie Duval, I'll take...
Yes, Larry.
I'll take...
Darling.
Black Island, here I come.
The next time you suffer from pains of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, take Anacin. You'll bless the day you heard of this incredibly fast way to relieve these pains. Now, the reason Anacin is so wonderfully fast-acting and effective is this. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people have received envelopes containing Anacin tablets from their own dentist or physician, and in this way discovered the incredibly fast relief Anacin brings from pains of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. So the next time a headache strikes, take Anacin for this wonderfully fast relief. Anacin, A-N-A-C-I-N. Anacin comes in handy boxes of 12 and 30. Economical family-size bottles of 50 and 100. Get Anacin at any drug counter. Now, the second act of Ghost Breakers, starring Bob Hope. Black Island, its silhouette broken by the menacing outline of Castle Maldito against the night sky. And approaching the island, a small rowboat carrying Larry Lawrence and Mary Carter.
Boy, no wonder the native boatmen won't come here at night. Look at the place. What a ruin. Looks like CBS pulled a raid on it.
Just a few more strokes, Larry. We're almost there. Here's the dock.
Here. Let me help you out.
Oh, thank you.
There. Lafayette, we are here. I think Lafayette's here, too.
It's probably the old woman caretaker that Jeff told us about. She may be just trying to scare us.
She's wasting her time. We're scared already. Uh-oh. There she is, Mother Zombie.
The moon has risen. My son is walking. The zombie walks.
Taxi strike, huh?
Go away. Go away or zombie get you. What you want?
Could we interest you in a subscription to Weird Stories magazine?
This is my island now. I've inherited the Castle Maldito.
No, my island.
Sounds like Vaughn Monroe's mother. Gee, great night for a murder.
Who told you?
Oh, I thought I was going to get the laugh, you
know? You look for other men?
What?
One man come in big plane. Other men come in boats. 2 boats.
Tell me, does the Greyhound bus make a rest stop here?
You go. I get zombie.
Give my regards to Boris Karloff. Come on, let's get into the castle. Hand me the flashlight, Mary. There.
Oh, golly, what a place.
And the front porch is down on its knees.
Larry, look over there. Turn your flashlight to the left.
A suitcase.
It's almost new. One of the people who came to the island must have left it here.
Let's see the initials. F.D.
Frenchy Duval.
Frenchy, come on, let's get out of here.
Lawrence, stop, I'll shoot.
There he is.
Put out the light.
Okay, here, behind this post.
Thought you'd get away from Frenchy Duval, did you? Where are you, Lawrence? Come out.
I'm not here, I'm over there. Let's go. Here, in this room. Well, now we know who one of our guests was. What about the other two, huh?
Yes.
I don't know, but I think I could spit and hit one of them.
Oh, it's just the wind.
If it is, it's the first time I ever heard a breeze with adenoids.
You, strangers. I kill strangers.
Oh, Larry, it's the zombie. It's the living dead. I never saw anything like it.
You never played Philadelphia.
Strangers, die.
Hey, strangers, that's us.
Zombie, kill.
Sorry, but I gotta see your union card.
Oh, Larry, you stunned them with your flashlight.
Help me drag him into the closet.
Okay. And you told me you were a coward.
Yeah, what do you know? I'm brave. Come on, let's see what else is going on in Nightmare Alley. If this is a short interlude of organ music, let's switch to another station.
Come on, Larry. Let's find out who's playing that organ. The organ. There it is.
Yeah, and those things around it are either coffins or boxes of king-size Cuban cigars. Nobody here now. Wonder who was playing it.
By itself. I don't like it.
Petrillo won't like it either. Maybe somebody put a nickel in it.
There's no one there.
Why, that's ridiculous. Only a ghost could do that, and there's no such thing. If there really are ghosts, I'd lose my mind. I'd end up in the snake pit. Move over, Olivia. Hey, do you see what I see?
On the organ bench. It's coming out of thin air.
Too many reducing tablets.
Larry, it's a ghost.
Man, marching man, find the key and marching man.
Maybe they're drafting again. What's he talking about?
I don't know. Ask him.
You ask him. I feel too ghastly to be ghostly.
Marching man. The key is marching, man.
Look, it's getting up.
And floating toward that empty coffin.
It's getting in.
Gee, that ghost gave some performance.
Yeah? Well, wait till you see me in Hamlet.
Come on. I'm going to find out what's really in that box.
Look, on the side, there's a plate. Why, it's the coffin of Don Santiago, my ancestor who built the castle.
Let's get the lid up.
Larry, there's nothing but a skeleton.
Yeah, old man Mo sure is dead.
Larry, I think he was trying to tell me something. Something about the marching men. He wants me to look for something.
Look, if he forgot anything when he left, there's no sense looking for it now. Let's go. Don't forget that Frenchie Duval is looking for us, and there's two other characters around somewhere.
Larry, turn your flashlight over there, above the organ. Isn't that an inscription?
Can you make it out?
I think... Yes, let me see. God's treasures in abundance lie. Something heavenly key before they die.
There's more to this than meets the eye.
The ghost. It said something about a key, Larry.
How can we look for a key? We haven't even got a keyhole.
Well, keys could mean music.
Look, let's keep moving around. If we stay in one spot, we're dead. Dead. I wonder who thought up that expression.
The marching men must have something to do with it.
We'll ask them on the 4th of July. Come on.
Larry, there, on the wall. Aren't those marching men?
Those little figures carved into the stone?
Now, if I draw a horizontal line through this marching man, and one parallel to it through this one, and another one, and two more...
This is a fine time to start playing tic-tac-toe.
No, don't you see? It becomes a bar of music. That's what the ghost was trying to tell us. The key is a chord on this organ.
Mary, keep playing. Look, down Santiago's coffin. It's shifting off its base, and I don't feel so good myself. Keep playing.
opening.
Yeah.
With a flight of stairs.
There's nothing down there but some dusty old dungeons. Let Jack Benny keep his money. Come on.
Larry, you go first.
Okay. But remember, I'm leadoff man on the way back. Say, there's a lantern down here.
Yes, and railroad tracks, like in a mine.
Yeah, railroad tracks. It reminds me of my hotel room in Scranton. Come on, keep going.
Look out, you'll trip over that rail. Oh, did you hurt yourself? What did you land on?
This is a comedy. What do you think? Mary, look at this.
What is it?
I've seen this stuff before. Silver ore, the real thing. Mary, you're rich.
Congratulations, Miss Carter.
Senor Parada.
So you're Parada. What's the gun for?
You can't get away with it. I'll shoot.
Now listen, Parada.
No, not you. Behind you. Look out!
Larry, it's Jeff. Jeff Montgomery.
Yes, it's Jeff. It's too bad I had to wound you, Parada, but you'll soon be put out of your misery.
Miss Carter, I came here to warn you. He's mad. Insane.
Against the wall. All three of you. I warned you, Mary, but you chose to ignore my messages.
What's this all about?
About a vein of silver as wide as the island. I discovered it, and it's mine. You hear? This mine is mine, and what's mine stays mine.
Okay, so it's yours, but let Mary go.
No. Nobody's going to carry any tales out of here.
All right, come on out of there and get your bottle up. Come on.
Who's that?
Frenchie DeVal. It's the police. They've got you trapped, Montgomery.
They'll never get me. Not now. This is mine. They'll have to shoot it out.
You tell them, kid.
Get through. Finish.
Never.
Oh, Larry, they killed each other. Frenchie and Jeff.
I'll match you to see who faints first.
Oh, Larry.
Move over. Stop hogging the floor.
Well, we're on our way, Larry.
And a fond farewell to Cuba. We leave your castle to Mother Zombie and her bouncing baby boy.
Yes. And with Parada taking care of the mine, we'll never have to come back. And now that I'm rich, I'm going to back you in a television show.
Yeah, after all those ghosts, it'd be nice to try out a new medium.
Oh, what in the world will we do with $100 million?
What, honey?
What will we do with $100 million?
Well, we can always open another hotel in Texas.
Larry, I still don't understand about the ghost. It must have been real.
No, honey, it was just one of Montgomery's tricks. There's no such things as ghosts. Why didn't we have her sit in the audience?
Thank you, Bob Hope. And now a word from RCA Victor. The RCA Victor Fairfield is better looking in every way, from the clear, bright pictures you'll see on the Fairfield's big 17-inch screen to the beautiful, sleek lines of its magnificent cabinet. Any way you look at it, the RCA Victor Fairfield is the last word in superb television consoles. For performance, for beauty, for quality, the Fairfield sets the pace. It's million-proof television, RCA Victor television, that has been proven in over 2 million homes. Yes, the Fairfield is better-looking television. The pictures are the steadiest because they're locked in place by RCA Victor's exclusive eyewitness picture synchronizer. And the console cabinet looks like $1 million. Every detail of the Fairfield's classic design reflects the artistry and craftsmanship that has made RCA Victor famous. So to make your life livelier, your living room lovelier, stop in at your RCA Victor dealers right away and choose the exciting new RCA Victor Fairfield. Screen Directors Playhouse was brought to you by Chesterfield. Always milder, better tasting, cooler smoking, plus no unpleasant aftertaste. By the makers of Anacin for fast relief from the pain of headache, neuritis, and neuralgia. And by RCA Victor, world leader in radio, first in recorded music, first in television. Ghost Breakers was presented through the courtesy of Paramount Pictures, whose current release is Ace in the Hole, starring Kirk Douglas and Jan Sterling, which is having its world premiere in Albuquerque, New Mexico tonight. Bob Hope will soon be seen with Hedy Lamarr in the Paramount picture My Favorite Spy. The Ghost Breakers was adapted for radio by Richard Allen Simmons. Screen Directors Playhouse is produced under the supervision of Howard Wiley. Portions of tonight's broadcast were transcribed. This is Jimmy Wallington speaking and inviting you to join Screen Directors Playhouse next week when we present DOA, starring Edmund O'Brien, with Peggy Castle and screen director Rudolph Mattei. Tomorrow, you too can live the life of Riley on NBC.
You know that line in the story there where they talk about the zombies being like Republicans? In the movie, the line was like Democrats. That's what it was. You know, that it did. It did. The movie was originally a 1940 picture starring Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard. It was the third film version of the 1909 play The Ghost Breaker, along with the Abbott and Costello films Hold That Ghost and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and Hope and Goddard's own The Cat and the Canary. They're cited as prime examples of the classic Hollywood horror comedy. The Ghost Breakers, Bob Hope, along this episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse, as it was broadcast on Thursday, June 14th, 1951, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Take a quick look at the news from that Thursday in a moment.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Fred McMurray. Home shelters can be built for as little as $100. Simple plans for building inexpensive home shelters are available free from your civil defense office. Ask for a copy of the Family Fallout Shelter booklet.
I asked recently if some of you like these news clips that we do of the day, and you almost unanimously said yes. So we're going to take a look at some of them. And I thank you all, not only for doing it, but many of you who heard our question went in and did the buy me a coffee over at classicradio.stream. And I appreciate that more than you can possibly imagine. So let's take a look at the news from 74 years ago today, Thursday, Flag Day, June 14th, 1951. More than 100 Allied tanks swept into Pyongyang yesterday and erased the communist Iron Triangle in north-central Korea. Entry into the last of the three cities used by the Reds for their giant buildups on the Pyongyang plain. Censors delayed announcement of the entry. The attacks swept up the sides of the sprawling valley in pursuit of fleeing communists. Lieutenant General Albert C. Wiedemeyer urged yesterday that the U.S. bomb the Russo-Chinese Railroad in Manchuria, even at the calculated risk of igniting World War III. The railroad, jointly controlled by Russian and Red China, used to funnel supplies to the Chinese Communist armies fighting in Korea. American Allied planes now forbidden to bomb targets north of the Yalu River frontier between Korea and Manchuria. General Douglas MacArthur charged yesterday the Truman administration had put the nation in danger of ruin on the domestic as well as foreign front by grabbing too much power. MacArthur said the real warmongers are the men who refused to end the Korean War and demanded that the Korean conflict be ended quickly. A jury of 6 men and 6 women last night deliberated the guilt or innocence of 6 Trenton Negroes charged with murder in a case that has attracted worldwide attention. The case of the Trenton Six, given to the jury in the 100th day of the trial, the longest and most extensive and expensive in the state's history. The government disclosed yesterday it's investigating black market charges against several pretty big beef industry members, and said quite a number of illegal slaughter cases will be sent to the Justice Department soon. Simultaneously, the Senate Economic Controls Watchdog Committee met in special overtime session to find out whether cattlemen are striking against the government's beef price rollback order. In other news yesterday, teenage schoolboys too young yet to have a man's full voice told state narcotics investigators in New York that they were forced to carry gangsters' guns for them and start gambling combines to satisfy their yearnings for drugs. Speaking in the squeaky tenor voices of immaturity, the boys said that they took doses of cocaine under the eyes of the school teachers and sneaked into school boiler rooms and washrooms to inject themselves with heroin. Harry T. O'Connor, agent in charge of the FBI office in Detroit, refused to comment on a report that he is holding a suspect in the $1.5 million Brinks holdup in Boston on January 17th of last year. O'Connor would neither confirm nor deny that the FBI was questioning a man said to be Harold Mapes, reportedly arrested by the Detroit police. And the price war began to play both ends against the middle yesterday. Gimbel's department store advertised cigars reduced by 28 to 48 cents. The same store in the same ad advertised a bargain price on a book titled How to Stop Smoking. Those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Thursday, June 14th, 1951. On your radio, well, next here, Father Knows Best.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Howard Duff with this reminder. 640 and 1240. These are the Conelrad frequencies during a national emergency. 640 and 1240 on your regular radio will be your only official means of receiving vital information. Remember, 640 and 1240.
In times of emergency and crisis, you have no better friend than your local battery-powered or hand-cranked or solar-powered AM or FM radio. And that is the truth. Doesn't need to be on either 640 or 1240. You look at the western North Carolina hurricane situation. There was no internet. There were no cell phones. There was only radio. And this is still going on. Now, let's go back to Thursday, June 14th, 1951. Robert Young, Father Knows Best, as Father's Day is approaching.
Mother, is Maxwell House the best coffee in the whole world?
Well, your father says so, and your father knows best.
Yes, it's Father Knows Best, transcribed in Hollywood, starring Robert Young as father. A half-hour visit with your neighbors, the Andersons. Brought to you by Maxwell House, the coffee that's bought and enjoyed by more people than any other brand of coffee at any price. Maxwell House, always good to the last drop. A father's a pitiful fellow, browbeaten, maligned, and oppressed. But on Sunday, his mood will be mellow. It's the one day when Father knows best. That's right, neighbors. This coming Sunday is Father's Day. And in Springfield, it's going to be quite an event. The White Frame House on Maple Street is bustling with activity. And as Jim Anderson steps through the front door, we can't be quite certain as to whether or not he approves. But we'll find out, won't we?
Margaret, Hey, what's going on here?
Jim, what are you doing home?
Well, I just thought...
You aren't supposed to be home until 6 o'clock.
I know, honey, but there wasn't anything doing at the office, and I figured...
What's going on in the living room? A hog callers convention?
Why don't you go for a walk or something?
I don't want to go for a walk.
Why don't you run down to the
I
drugstore?
don't want to run any place. I just want to sit. Now, will you please tell me why the living room sounds like a weasel got into the hen house?
What?
What is going on in the living room?
Oh, well, it's a surprise.
Honey, not again.
Well, it isn't exactly a surprise, but... Oh, Jim Anderson, one way or another, you always manage to spoil everything.
What did I spoil now?
That's the Food and Refreshment Committee for the Father's Day outing.
All right, I didn't... Wait a minute. There must be a dozen women in there.
There are only 8.
That's the committee.
For food and refreshments.
But the whole outing was supposed to be for 5 or 6 families. What happened?
Well, it grew.
Honey, I said I didn't mind going on a picnic with people like the Hathaways and the Woodies, but if you think I'm going to spend Father's Day, how many are there going to be?
Well, Norman and Harriet Franklin said they weren't sure, and Jane Overton said she'd have to ask
Margaret,
Henry...
how many people are there going to be?
Including the children?
Including everybody.
212.
212 people?
That's without the Franklins and the Overtons.
How did it get to be 212?
Well, Lucille Hathaway told a few of her friends, and Dorothy Woody told a few of hers.
They told a few of theirs.
Then, of course, when we got the boys' club to join...
You got the boys' club for Father's Day?
Isn't it wonderful? We're making it a Father and Son's Day.
Honey, why don't you just give me a necktie?
Everyone thinks it's a brilliant idea, and they're talking about it all over Springfield. It's going so well.
The operation was a success, but the patient died.
What, dear?
Nothing, honey. I was just... I think I'll go into the den and lie down.
Oh, no, you can't.
What?
The contest committee's in there.
The contest committee.
Well, they have to think up all sorts of stunts and games, and it's really quite important.
Stunts and games.
You're going to have a wonderful time, dear. I know it.
Yes. I'd better go upstairs and lie down for a while.
That's a good boy. Oh, Jim, don't go into our room. I turned that over to the Transportation Committee.
Yes, dear. I'll be sure not to go into our room. Father's Day. The best thing they can do with fathers on Father's Day is leave them alone. Stunts and games.
Hi, Father. What are you doing home?
That's the second time I've been asked that. What's so unusual about my coming home? I come home all the time.
Pardon me. I was only trying to be pleasant.
Man comes into his own home, and what happens? He can't get into the den. He can't get into the living room. He can't get into his own bedroom.
You can't go into Bud's room, Father.
Now, see here, Betty.
But it's all full of hats and coats.
Oh.
So's my room. That's why I have to study out here.
Well, it could be worse, I guess. Right now, I can't think how, but I suppose it could.
Going downstairs, Father?
No, I'm trying to set a new record for the indoor ski jump. Tally-ho!
Creepers.
Am I going downstairs? What did she think I was doing, deep-sea diving? Am I going downstairs?
Hiya, Dad. What are you doing home?
Well, never mind. What are those?
These? Oh, they're tickets.
I see. You wouldn't care to confide in me a little further, would you?
Huh?
What are the tickets for?
They're for the picnic. You owe 6 1/4.
For the Father's Day picnic?
Sure.
I'm being taken to a Father's Day picnic, but I have to pay $6.25. What for?
5 tickets.
But let me put it another way. We're taking our own lunch, right?
Right.
There's no charge for the picnic grounds, right?
Right.
Then who gets the $6.25?
Didn't I tell you about that? It gets split up.
I see.
Part of it goes to the boys' club.
And the rest?
The rest of it goes to the boys.
Well, that's nice. It's what I'd call a very neat arrangement.
Well, holy cow, Dad. We had to have some reason for going.
Hi, Daddy.
So help me if she says one word.
What are you doing home?
I'm going down to the basement.
You can't, Dad. It's full of women.
If your mother... They're in the basement, too?
They're practically crawling out of the woodwork.
I don't know. Women can be so wonderful. Why do there have to be so many of them?
I know a good place to hide.
Nobody said anything about hiding. This is as much my home as it is anyone else's. And if they think... Where?
In back of the garage. You can't even hear them out there.
In other words, you are suggesting that I run away.
Yeah, like a coward.
Well, I was only trying to help.
Kitten, you know what Voltaire said, don't you?
I do?
The coward flees in vain. Right, Bud?
Yes, sir. That's what he said.
But on the other hand, I remember another quotation which says, "'Tis not too late tomorrow to be brave."
Where you going, Dad?
Out and back of the garage.
Hello, Jim. What's the good word?
Oh, hello, Sam. How go the homegrown radishes and tomatoes?
I don't know yet. The bugs haven't left one big enough to eat.
Mr. Woody.
Hello, Kathy. Bud.
Hi, Mr. Woody.
We're hiding.
Kathy.
Well, you said...
We just came out to get a little fresh air, that's all. Sure is a beautiful day, isn't it, Sam?
House full of women, huh?
They're hanging from the chandeliers.
They are? I didn't see anybody.
Keep quiet, will ya?
Daddy said... Oh, another joke, huh?
Mr. Woody, if you haven't bought your tickets for the Father's Day picnic...
Leave Mr. Woody alone, Bud.
But if he's going to buy tickets anyway...
It's all right, Jim. If I'm going to be hooked, it might as well be by Bud.
Well...
It's for a very worthy cause, Mr. Woody. And besides, they're giving away all kinds of junk. I mean, prizes.
Say, Dorothy was telling me about some of those prizes, and they aren't bad.
That'll be $3.75, Mr. Woody.
Just a second, Bud. Prizes for what?
The various contests, three-legged races, sack races, the usual things.
I wouldn't be caught dead in a sack race. Or a three-legged race, either.
Mrs. Phillips says they're not going to have a three-legged race.
I thought they were.
Well, Mrs. Phillips said she doesn't think there'll be enough people there with 3 legs.
Well, that's logical. For her.
Mr. Woody, if you'd like to give me the $3.75 now...
You know, Jim, you might change your mind if you saw some of those prizes. They promoted a 16-millimeter camera and projector.
That's nice promoting.
They're going to have a wheelbarrow race, and the prize is 6 dozen golf balls.
Mr. Woody, if you'd like to give me...
Wait a minute. Is she on the level, Sam?
That's right. I told you they'd gone all out.
But 6 dozen golf balls?
You ought to see the prize they've got for the egg race. 4 of the most beautiful matched woods you ever saw.
You're kidding.
Mr. Woody, if you'd like...
Not bad, huh?
Matched woods. You know, maybe I'm going to like this picnic after all.
Mr. Woody...
The only thing I don't like about it are those cockeyed contests. Why don't they have a drawing and get it over with? I'll be dead after the first race.
That's exactly what I told Dorothy. I said it wasn't fair to you and some of the other older men.
Get out there and... What was that?
If they want to hand me the prizes, I don't mind, but I think they ought to give somebody else a chance.
What was that crack about older men?
Mr. Woody...
Bud, will you please keep still?
Holy cow.
You and I are the same age, and you know it. Where do you get that older man stuff?
Jim, you were 40 in February.
So what?
I wasn't 40 until May.
Oh, great.
And besides, I've kept in condition. I haven't got soft and flabby.
Who's soft and flabby?
Well, you said...
I'm in just as good condition right now as you were the best day in your life.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so.
Well, we'll find that out on Sunday, won't we?
We certainly will. Bud and I will make you and that half-pint son of yours look like change from a $2 bill. Won't we, Bud?
All I want is $3.75.
And what's more, I'll just make a little side bet with you on every race we enter.
That's a deal.
$50 a race.
You've got it. Well, I'll see you Sunday.
Not if I can help it. I'll be so far ahead you won't see anything but dust.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so. Thinks he's so wonderful. You and the other older men.
Dad.
We're going to spend the next 2 days training. That's what we're going to do. We'll be in such wonderful condition, he won't know what happened to him.
Dad.
I can help you train, Daddy. I know where I can borrow a stopwatch.
Tell me he's younger than I am.
Dad.
I can run circles around him without even trying.
Are you going to run in circles?
Him and his radishes. Thinks he's so wonderful because he's got a few puny radishes.
Dad.
Bud, what's the matter with you?
You're standing on my foot.
Father's Day. Let's hope this time Father really does know best. But ladies, whether or not he overrates himself as an athlete, there's one thing you can't take away from the head of the house. Father's Day and every day, that man of yours always knows best about truly good coffee. Yes, your husband is the world's greatest coffee expert. It is true people call us experts, too. After all, more families buy our Maxwell House coffee than any other brand. But when you brew the coffee for your husband, well, he's the expert with the final say-so. And tomorrow, if you'll fill his cup with the heartwarming goodness of Maxwell House coffee, he'll surely smile and say,
"Now that's really fine coffee."
"Yes, ma'am," he'll say that all right. In fact, we'll return your money if he doesn't. We're that sure he'll enjoy that famous good to the last drop flavor. You see, the Maxwell House recipe demands certain extra-rich coffees blended just so. And only Maxwell House has that recipe. No coffee tastes like Maxwell House because no coffee is made like Maxwell House. Tomorrow, then, pour your husband a cup of wonderfully good Maxwell House coffee. If he doesn't smile and say, "Best coffee ever," why, just send us the can and unused portion, and we'll refund your money. Our address is right on every familiar blue tin. Yes, serve the world's greatest coffee expert, your husband. Coffee with the world's most famous flavor, our Maxwell House coffee. Always good to the last drop.
The feathers in a lady's fan are not so frail as mortal man. That may be true, of course, but not so far as the Andersons are concerned. With the Father's Day picnic less than 24 hours away, the Andersons, father and son, are working like little beavers to achieve a veritable peak of physical perfection. And they spare nothing in their effort. Like this. Up, 2, 3, down. Up, 2, 3, down.
That's 100, Daddy.
Already? Okay, Bud, that's enough.
Boy, am I tired.
Tired? Why, we're only just beginning. What's next on the list, Kathy?
Push-ups.
All right, Bud, let's try 40 or 50 push-ups. Are you ready?
40 or 50? Holy cow, Dad, have a heart.
Well, we'll try 25 for a start. Ready?
I suppose so.
Here we go. 1, 2. Up, down.
Daddy.
Not now, kid. 1, 2.
But I want to ask you something.
Hold it a second, Bud. What is it, Kathy?
Did the Army really make you promise you wouldn't do setting up exercises?
Well, it's a sort of private agreement I have with General Eisenhower. He doesn't sell any insurance, and I don't do any setting up exercises.
Golly, General Eisenhower.
Where did we leave off, Bud?
I don't know, Dad, but can I please rest for a while? I'm dead.
All right, son, we'll take it easy for a few minutes.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what's gotten into this new generation. Why, when I was a boy, I thought nothing of doing 100 push-ups.
I don't think much of it myself.
Daddy?
Yes, baby?
Is lying in a hammock really good exercise?
Oh, it's the best. It strengthens the back muscles. Why, I once knew an Olympic champion, and he did all of his training lying in a hammock.
Gosh.
Dad, I've got a great idea. Why don't we strengthen my back muscles for a while? I'll take the hammock
We're doing fine just the way we are, Bud. Kathy, how would you like to run into the house like a good girl and see if your mother has any more iced coffee?
Okay, Daddy.
Jim!
Hold it, kitten. We're out here, Margaret.
Jim,
I had a dozen eggs in the pantry and they're gone. Do you know what happened to them?
Bud, get those eggshells into the garage before your mother... What kind of eggs, honey?
You know very well what kind of eggs. They were right on the second shelf and the... Bud, what are you doing?
Doing?
What are you hiding?
Hiding?
Bud, stop gawking at me and say something.
Hi, Mom.
Jim.
Now, wait a minute, honey. What difference do a few eggs make? After all, if we're going to win the egg race...
My eggs. You've broken every single one of my eggs.
One of them's only cracked a little, Mommy.
A whole dozen eggs.
But we've got it down to a system, Margaret. Bud and I can run the egg course in 23 seconds. Can't we, Kathy?
They sure can, Mommy. And Mr. Woody and Jimmy took 31.
Come on, Bud. Let's show your mother how we do it.
With what?
Oh. Well, as soon as we get some more eggs...
Mother! You'll do no more practicing with my eggs.
Honey, I'll get you 2 dozen eggs. I'll get you a whole chicken.
Mother, do you know what that horrible Billy Smith did?
Betty, I'm talking to your father.
It's all right, Margaret. I'm in no hurry.
I'll never speak to that little monster again as long as I live.
Dear, I'm sure that whatever it is...
But you don't know what he did. He just called me and broke our date for tonight.
Well, he probably has a very good reason. Jim...
He hasn't any reason at all. What difference does it make if he is in training? He had a date with me.
Wait a minute, Betty. He's in training for what?
Father, the whole thing is your fault. If you hadn't started this silly business with Mr. Woody...
You mean he's in training for the picnic?
Everybody's in training for the picnic. Every man in the whole neighborhood is running around with an egg on a spoon.
Well, of all the dirty double-crossing...
I don't care if it is Father's Day. Billy doesn't have any right...
Bud, we've got to start training.
We've got to start?
We're going to show those two-timing...
I haven't done anything but train for 2 days.
That doesn't count. We'll start from the very beginning.
Oh, no.
Jim, this whole thing is ridiculous.
It's no such thing. Anytime they think they can put one over on Jim Anderson, well, they've got another thing coming. Bud?
Yes, sir.
Let's hit the road.
What?
We've had enough setting up exercises.
We have?
We're going to concentrate on road work. We're going to run those other guys right off the map.
But, Daddy, you can't.
Why can't I?
You promised General Eisenhower.
Bud?
Yes, Dad?
Are you all right?
Oh, sure, Dad. I'm fine.
You, don't want to overdo it, you know.
No.
After all, you're just a boy. You haven't the endurance of, older men. You, sure you wouldn't like to stop for a while?
Gosh, no. We've only run about a mile.
Yes. Well, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bud.
How you doing, Dad?
We've got to stop. I can't run another step.
Holy cow, Dad. After only 3 miles?
I wouldn't run another step if my life depended on it.
Okay, but good grief, we don't any more get started.
Hiya, Jim.
Hello, Hector. Doing a little road work, huh?
Ah, this is the life, isn't it, Jim? Out in the fresh air and the sunshine, and boy, do I feel good. I'll bet I can run another 5 miles.
You've run 5 miles?
Like it was nothing. Well, I better keep going. See you later, pal.
Okay, Hector. Let's go, Bud.
But you said...
I said let's go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
3, 4. Bud.
You don't want to stop again.
No, I don't want to stop again. I'd like to run another 75 or 80 miles.
Well?
Find me another pair of legs, and I'll be glad to.
Dad, you're not going to give up now, are you?
For your information, I gave up an hour ago. I just didn't have the strength to get the news down to my feet.
No, gosh. Uh-oh, here comes Mr. Woody.
Well, if it isn't old man Anderson. Everything under control, Jim?
Couldn't be better.
That's what I like to hear. Well, see you at the picnic. Don't make him run too far, pal.
Okay, Mr. Woody.
All right, Bud.
What?
Let's go. I can't, Bud. I just can't.
Hi there, Jim.
Let's go, Bud.
Hi, Jim.
I can't, Margaret. I couldn't get out of bed if you gave me $1 million.
But, Jim, this is Father's Day.
I don't care whose day it is. Just let me lie here in peace.
Is it really that bad?
Honey, right now I've got 3 times as many muscles as anybody else in the world. And every one of them has a toothache.
Poor Bud.
Poor Bud? How about me? I'm the one who's dying.
But he's been counting on it so.
Well, I'll make it up to him. Some way.
Jim, are you sure you can't make it?
Margaret, I've never been so sure of anything in my life. I can't even turn my head. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure I've got a head.
All right, dear. I'll just have to explain to the children, that's all.
I'm not worried about the children. Sam Woody's the guy I'm worried about. He'll never let me forget it.
Of course he will. Sam's a very nice man and very broad-minded.
Broad-minded? He's so narrow-minded he can look through a keyhole with both eyes.
That isn't so.
No? Well, you just wait. 10 years from now, he'll still be talking about the time he ran me out of the picnic. And if you think...
Mom, hey, Mom.
I'm in the bedroom, dear.
Mom, they're making an announcement about the picnic over the radio.
Oh? Well, we'd better turn it on.
I'll fix it.
Turn it on gently, Bud. And stop jiggling the floor.
I wasn't jiggling the floor.
Every time somebody moves, I discover a new ache.
What's the matter, Dad? Don't you feel well?
I not only do not feel well, I am slowly disintegrating.
Hold it, Dad. Here it comes.
All this fuss about a
In the
silly
largest
picnic.
Father's Day picnic in the history of Springfield. Now, the news most of you have been waiting to hear. The transportation problem has finally been solved. A fleet of Bluebird buses has been chartered by... What? One moment, please. Is this on the level? What do I do? Just read it? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just been handed an important bulletin which I should like to read. Due to a mysterious epidemic of unknown origin, over 100 fathers in the Springfield area have suddenly been confined to their beds. As a result, the picnic... What? Oh? Ladies and gentlemen, the picnic has not been canceled, but will instead be known as the Mother and Child outing. A fleet of Bluebird buses...
Happy Father's Day.
Tomorrow or Saturday, when you buy coffee, remember this. In coffee, real value means the most in flavor for your money. And in all this world, there's one coffee famous above all others for flavor, our Maxwell House coffee. So take home a pound this weekend. Then let your husband, the world's greatest coffee expert, enjoy that famous flavor. When he smiles and says, "Greatest coffee ever," you'll be satisfied that Maxwell House has the flavor your family likes best. As for value, well, just count for yourself all the truly good cups of coffee you get from each pound. Yes, for coffee that gives you your money's worth and more, look for America's sign of good coffee, the big white cup and drop on the friendly blue tin. That's Maxwell House coffee. Always good to the last drop.
It's dinner time now, and the Andersons are gathered about the festive board. And a festive board it is indeed. There's a special roast for Father's Day. chocolate pie with thick whipped cream for Father's Day. And best of all, a surprise for Father's Day. Like this.
Go on, Mom. Tell him.
Bud, please.
Mother, if you don't, we will.
Betty, really?
Mommy, if you don't tell him, I'm going to burst.
Well, all right. Bud, why don't you get it?
Okay, Mom. It won't take 2 seconds.
Jim?
Yes, dear?
We have a little surprise for you.
That's nice.
And we hope very sincerely that you'll get a great deal of pleasure out of it.
I know, it's a wheelchair.
Jim.
Here they are, Dad.
Matched woods! Honey!
Happy Father's Day,
Oh,
dear.
you bought me a set of matched woods.
Well, we didn't exactly buy them, dear.
Mommy won the egg race.
Coffee, dear?
Thank you very much.
Folks, Gainsey, the famous talking dog, always says, Gaines meal. What about Gaines meal, Gainsey? Nourishes every inch of a dog. It sure does. Kennel and laboratory tests prove Gaines meal supplies balanced nourishment your dog needs for good health. Yet Gaines costs less to feed than any other type of dog food. So, folks, get Gaines meal. America's largest selling dog food.
Join us again next week when we'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson, with Roy Barkey and the Maxwell House Orchestra. In our cast were June Whitley as Margaret, Ted Donaldson, Rhoda Williams, Norma Jean Nilsson, Herb Vigran, Stanley Farrar, and yours truly, Bill Foreman. So until next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's favorite brand of coffee. Always good to the last drop. Father Knows Best was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Ed James. Now stay tuned in for Dragnet, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
The only member of that cast that would continue to television was Robert Young. Father Knows Best. 74 years ago, June 14th, 1951. If you want to see the television show, it is available on Antenna TV Monday through Fridays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. On Saturdays and Sundays, it's earlier, 5 a.m. East, 2 a.m. Pacific. That's all there on Antenna TV. So you can see it for absolute free over this amazing thing called television. That's free. It really, streaming, you know, it's, well, never mind. I really, you know, I will say this about streaming. Shows like this that are free are still out here bringing you the great old days. So much streaming has gotten so incredibly pricey that there's a lot of talk about how the price of dealing with pirating is back. You don't have to pirate this show. Download them and save them forever and ever and ever. And then you'll always have these daily podcasts. Tomorrow, let's tell you what's coming up tomorrow, as we will have on Sunday Crime. Crime, in fact, and Peter Chambers, starring Dane Clark from 1954. Calling All Cars from 1939 and The Man with the Injured Knee. Lights Out and The Prelude to Murder from 1943, and The FBI in Peace and War from 1955, The Story of the Hostage. On Monday, Death Valley Days from 1939, Shoefly, Crime Classics from 1954, and The Death of a Baltimore Birdie Friend. A 1947 episode of Did Justice Triumph and The Man Who Died Twice. And let's see, I lost my place. How did I do that? Like that. Oh, and Romance from 1952, Murder Island. Tuesday, Westerns with Gunsmoke and Fort Laramie from 1956. Jimmy Stewart as the Six Shooter from 1954. Such a wonderful series. And Jimmy Stewart himself said he loved doing the show. He loved doing the radio stuff. And a 1938 episode of Death Valley Days, The Burro Had No Name. Dick Culmer on Wednesday as Boston Blackie in the Hooded Gang Protection Racket. A 1946 episode of Inner Sanctum Mysteries, I Want to Report a Murder. Calling All Cars from 1935, The Chinese Puzzle. And Dana Andrews and I Was a Communist for the FBI, Tight Wire. And then on Thursday, an episode of a show we very rarely hear, a one-season show from Mutual, starring a fellow you might have heard of, in a show called Johnny Madero, Pier 23. Jack Webb, Find Pete Sutro. We only have, I think, 2 episodes of Johnny Madero. And The Challenge of the Yukon from 1947. Somebody asked for that. We'll have you some Challenge of the Yukon. Story of the Grizzly. Dangerous Assignment from 1951 in The Assignment Japan. And Nick Carter, Master Detective, The Case of the Perfect Alibi. Finally, we'll get back to some comedy and variety on Friday of next week, as we'll have the Chase and Sanborn Hour from 1937 with guest Mae Robison. Also, Walgreens' 44th birthday party from 1945 with guests Rochester, Don Wilson, Bing Crosby, Risa Stevens, and Paulette Goddard. And then Fibber and Molly from 1939 as Fibber has a toothache. And so he goes to see the doctor, who will sound very familiar to you. A week from today, we'll get back to the Screen Directors Playhouse, a full-hour production of DOA from 1951, The Adventures of Philip Marlowe with Gerald Moore and the Gold Cobra. And then Richard Diamond, Private Investigator from 1953, The Case of the Missing Night Watchman. And next Sunday, back to around almost a whole week now, over a week now, as we have the CBS Radio Workshop, 1956, Another Point of View or Hamlet Revisited, Crime and Peter Chambers starring Dane Clark, Counter Spy from 1942, The Case of the Border Invaders, Nazis on the other side of the U.S.-Mexico border, and a 1952 production of Tales of the Texas Rangers. And then on Monday, we will have Lights Out, The Happy Ending from 1937, Boston Blackie, the 1944 series. That was the summer replacement series. The other episode of Johnny Madero we have, an episode of Escape, and that's all coming up the week ahead here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, though, we'll hear about the secret word very shortly from George Fenneman.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Listen and learn through civil defense. This is Johnny Cash. I'd like all of you to remember that America can withstand enemy attack if we support the emergency plans of our community and learn to help ourselves. Make sure you're prepared. Contact your local civil defense office today.
And you know, there's so many things that civil defense teaches that Americans have forgotten. Spare water, spare food, because I don't think most Americans have even a week supply of food in their house. And water and all that stuff. You got to have it. You need it. It's stuff you need to know. All right, we're going to go back 75 years now. June 14th, 1950, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, for an episode of You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx and Mr. Fenneman. What is the word?
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is tree. T-R-E-E.
Really?
You Bet Your Life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
That's logical. This is National Pickle Week. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's first to try for it?
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected the mother of a large family and an expectant father. And here they are, Mrs. Lois Mayer and Mr. Charles Weiss. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Marr, Lois Marr, you're the mother of a large family?
Yes, I am.
Pretty young-looking gal, aren't you? How large is your family?
I have 8 children.
You have 8
children? 8 children.
You certainly don't look it, huh? And Mr. Weiss, you're the expectant father?
Yes, sir.
You don't look it either, huh? Do you have any other children, Mr. Weiss?
No, sir, this is my first.
Oh, your first, eh? Well, you better rest a while. The first one is the hardest. Where are you from, Mr. Weiss?
I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, raised in Newport, Rhode Island, moved to New York, and then came out here about a year and a half ago.
Who was after you? And Mrs. Marr? What does your husband do for a living, Mrs. Marr?
Well, we just started catering not so long ago.
To each other? Well, where are you from, little mother?
I'm from Leona Mines, Virginia, and I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio after I was married, and then we came to California.
Is that the customary route? Now, tell us something about this catering you mentioned. What sort of a business is it, specifically?
Well, we put on dinners for parties.
Any particular kind of food, or just...
Whatever you choose.
I see. Well, I choose the food after I eat it, but... What do you charge for a dinner like that?
It's according to what you're going to eat.
You're pretty cagey, aren't you, huh? Well, approximately, Lois.
Oh, anywhere from $1.50 to $2.50 a plate.
And suppose you put something on the plate. How much extra? I'll just call you Charlie, huh? Not you, Mrs. Moore. I mean you. What sort of work do you do, Charlie?
I'm a sales representative for America's #1 television set, Admiral.
Did you just make that up? Could you get me one wholesale?
Come around.
Does anybody ever buy anything retail anymore? How old are your children, Lois?
Oh, I have them all ages.
You got one around 79? What do you mean, all ages? What?
No, 15, 13, 12, 9, 7, 6, 4, and 8 months.
You just got under the wire there with that. With a family your size, Lois, how large a hotel do you run?
We have 4 bedrooms.
How do you get them all out in the morning? I mean, do you put them on a conveyor belt? Or...
Well, hardly like that. I have 5 boys and 3 girls. And I wake the oldest girl up first, and the baby wakes up instead of the oldest girl. And I go around yelling, 7:15, 7:15.
Suppose it's 8 o'clock. Do you still yell at 7:15? How do you discipline the youngsters?
Oh, they're pretty well behaved most of the time.
You never take a swipe at them?
Only in self-defense.
Did you have trouble finding names for all these kiddies?
No, we have a book at home.
Well, Lois, my advice to you is it isn't too late. Throw the book away. How about you, Mr. Weiss? Have you got a definite name for your youngster?
Yes, we have.
You are? What are you going to name it, huh?
We don't know yet.
Well, that sounds pretty definite, huh? Sounds like an Indian name, huh? What is the kid's name? We don't know yet, Jones. Huh? What do you mean you have a definite name, but you don't know yet? Why?
Well, we don't know what it'll be.
Charlie Weiss, what kind of talk is that, huh?
We don't know what it'll be yet.
You mean there's a likelihood that it may have wings and fly out the window? Which would you prefer, Charlie, a boy or a girl?
Well, it doesn't make much difference to us as long as it's a baby.
Why do you want a baby?
Well,
what an odd thing to wish for, huh? Well, after we're through here, talk to Mrs. Marr about it. Maybe she can get it for you wholesale. Well, it's been very instructive talking to you two, and I hope you'll both be very happy. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for $1,000.
To millions of car owners across this nation, the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer stands for two things: the best in new car values, the best in service. Next time you're at a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's for service, make it a point to find out about the two truly great new cars he sells. One is the brilliant new DeSoto, the car that's really new, inside and out, bringing you more beauty, economy, and comfort. The moment you see the new DeSoto, you'll note its clean, modern design, the graceful new lines that sweep back from its magnificent new full-width front grille to its smart, roomy trunk. It's a thrilling car, this all-new DeSoto, the car that lets you drive without shifting. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell the beautiful new Plymouth, the car that likes to be compared.
Now, let's see if you two will be high for the night and get the chance at the $1,000. Fenneman, explain the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected mountain peaks of the world as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, here's your first question. You have $20. How much will you risk?
$10.
All right. Where is Mauna Loa found? M-A-U-N-A, capital L-O-A.
In the Hawaiian Islands.
The Hawaiian Islands is right.
We're off to a good start, Groucho. They have $30.
All right. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25.
25. In what country is Popocatépetl found?
In Mexico.
Mexico is correct.
They're climbing. They have $55.
You got $55, and here's your third question. How much of the 55 do you want to try?
50.
Where is Mount Everest found?
Oh, Everest in Tibet.
They're really climbing now. They have $105.
105. 105.
You're going to shoot the whole
we'll
thing?
We'll shoot the works.
All right. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. Where is Mount Vesuvius?
Mount Vesuvius is in Italy.
All right.
And they wind up with a grand total of $210.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho?
Yes?
The secret word is still tree. Perhaps the next couple will say it.
They might.
Just before we went on the air, we selected a housewife from the audience.
A good idea.
Her name is Mrs. Mary Ann Hughes.
A splendid notion.
And a hypnotist, Mr. Fred Schneider. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. And if you say the DeSoto Plymouth secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. Schneider, you're the hypnotist?
Yes, I am.
Well, don't look me in the eye when you answer me. Somebody has to stay awake around here. Now, Mrs. Hughes, Marion Hughes, huh? Marion Hughes and Repent at Leisure. Isn't that the, what they say? No, I guess not. You're the housewife?
Yes, I am.
Well, you're a very attractive housewife, huh?
Thank you.
What does your husband do, Mrs. Hughes?
Well, he works for Foodcraft.
Foodcraft?
Mm-hmm. He sells pickles.
How did you meet him? Was he pickled at the time?
No, wasn't old enough to be pickled when I met him.
How old do you have to be pickled? Well, how did you meet him, huh?
Well, I met him in a blacksmith shop in Illinois. He was molding a brand for his pony, and he had heated the iron, and he had formed the letters M-A-X, and he put them in this big tub of water.
Max?
Because they were hot.
Was that the pony's name or your husband?
No, that was his name. He was going to brand his pony, Max.
What was the pony's name?
I don't know.
Didn't the pony have a name?
Well, I didn't ask him. I don't know.
Don't you think it was rather unfair to the pony to...
I'm sorry. I should have asked the pony.
Well, there you are with the pony and Max and the...
I hadn't noticed my husband very much. I mean, he put the brand in the tub of water, and a devil's horse came flying by, and
What's that?
A devil's horse?
A devil's horse?
Uh-huh.
Was he getting shoed, too, in the black... What's a devil's horse?
Well, those huge varmints they have back east. They fly through the air, and they look like a little horse, only they're an insect. And if they bite you, it's just sure death, they say.
Who are they? I mean, I've always wanted to track that down, they say.
Well, that's what I've heard all my life, and I saw this coming at me, and I didn't like it. Well, I got excited, and I fell over in this tub of water on the top of this brand. And I got branded.
Isn't it a little embarrassing to walk around the bathing beach with Max stamped on you? Huh?
No, it really isn't noticeable at all.
So I still don't see how this culminated in marriage. The mere fact that you were named Max at the time. Matter of fact, all three of you were named Max by this time. Well, what about you, Eye Strain? What kind of a brand do you carry? Are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
Some hypnotist. She caught you napping, eh? Tell me, Svengali, what are some of the uses for hypnotism?
Well, it's being used a great deal medically today, especially through this last war.
Mm-hmm.
Such things as overcoming and removing phobias, bad habits.
Could you hypnotize me and cure me of my insomnia?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, I think so.
I doubt it. I don't have insomnia. I just can't sleep at night, that's all. Could you hypnotize me and cure me of smoking cigars?
Well, any ordinary person you could hypnotize.
Answer my question. Can you hypnotize me?
Well, I don't know. I have to try it first.
Well, flattery will get you nowhere. I guess I'm safe in ordering another box of cigars. Can you show me how to hypnotize somebody? Try it on Mrs. Hughes here. Huh?
Sure, I'd be glad
Mrs. Hughes, do you mind if he hypnotizes you?
Oh, I don't think I like that.
Oh, you don't want to give up smoking cigars either. Huh? Well, how do you hypnotize somebody? What's the first step?
Well, the first step is to get their attention, have them concentrate on your voice, and then have them think of figures or numbers. As you count, for instance, to 5, they'll go deep asleep. Then you begin counting 1, tell them to relax and grow heavy, their legs and their arms. 2, they're growing very...
Are you trying to give me the double whammy here?
Well, I wasn't trying very hard.
Can you hypnotize a whole audience?
A large portion of a whole audience. I did a demonstration at the Long Beach Municipal Auditorium several years ago. Mm-hmm. There were about 3,500 people there, and several hundred actually went to sleep.
Did it ever occur to you that perhaps the show was lousy? Well, now that everybody's in a trance, let's play You Bet Your Life for $1,000. You run your $20 no more than the other couples, and you get the big chance. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners.
The expectant father and the mother of 8 children won $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected American Patriots as your category. Is that right? Now, here's your first question. How much are the 20?
10.
What was the name of the American statesman who said, give me liberty or give me death?
Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry is right.
They're on their way with $30.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the 30 will you try?
25.
25. What was the name of the soldier and statesman who avenged the Alamo at San Jacinto?
Was it Sam Houston?
Sam Houston is correct.
They're on their way now. They have $55.
And here's your third question. And how much are the 55?
50.
What was the name of the patriot in charge of the Boston Tea Party? He also signed the Declaration of Independence.
Sam Adams.
Samuel Adams is correct.
Now they have $105.
This gal has read a number of books. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are the 105?
100.
100. What was the name of the woman who supposedly said, shoot if you must this old gray head, but spare your country's flag?
Jane. Wasn't Bessie? No.
I'm terribly sorry. It was Barbara Fritchie. Well, that's tough luck. You bet all your money and wound up broke. I'm going to give you another chance to make some money. Get this one right, and you win $10 in cash. Now, think hard. Who was buried in Grant's tomb?
Grant.
General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, we'll soon know who gets the chance at the $1,000 question.
Mr. Car Owner, what have you done about the warmer weather that lies ahead?
I'm sending my long underwear to storage.
But what about your car? Is it all set for the miles of pleasant motoring? Can you count on it for smooth operation on vacation and during those summer weekends? Better visit a DeSoto Plymouth dealer real soon. Let his service experts tune up your car.
Bring in your violin, too.
You see, friends, a car that's been checked by DeSoto Plymouth mechanics will zoom along the road and purr like a cat.
May even drink milk. So take the man's advice, folks. Bring your car, your violin, and your cat in wherever you see the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. All right, Fenneman, who's ahead in the battle for the $1,000 question?
Well, the mother of 8 children and the expectant father are ahead with $210. And the secret word is still tree. We invited some boxers and some ballet dancers to the program tonight. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Patty Taylor and Mr. Art Aragon. And here they are, folks. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. A boxer and a ballet dancer, eh? Which are you?
I'm the boxer.
You're the boxer, huh? What is your name? Art Aragon, eh?
Yes.
Where are you from, Art?
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh. Before we proceed, let me caution you, on this program, you're liable to hear bells occasionally, Art. Don't come out swinging if you do. What is your fighting weight, Art?
135 stripped.
Did you say strapped or stripped? Now, how much do you weigh with your clothes on?
I don't know. I never weigh with my clothes on.
You must draw a nice crowd when you get way at the end. Are you married, or haven't you lost a fight yet?
Oh, I'm married, but we don't fight at home.
You don't, huh? In the morning, does your wife have to count to 9 before you'll get up? Huh? What about you, Twinkle Toes? Let's find out something about you. You're a ballet dancer, huh?
Yes.
Where are you from? What is your name? Fifi? Patty, huh?
Patty Taylor.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
You're not married, huh? For a ballet dancer, apparently you're not on your toes. Let's see you get up on your toes.
In these shoes?
Hmm.
You need toe shoes for that.
How you have toes, huh?
About 10.
Did you say you were about 10?
No, 18 now.
Well, you just said 10.
10 toes.
Oh, 10 toes, but you're 18. Huh?
Yes.
Could be worse, you know. You could be 10 and have 18 toes. Huh? I knew a girl like that once. She was really 2 girls, but I don't want to. Now, one punch. How do you train for a big fight?
Well, let's see. I get up at 6:30 in the morning. I go run. I come back and I go to bed.
Wouldn't it be simpler to just stay there in the first place? Once you're up, why don't you stay up?
Well, that's not all of the training. I got a little bit more.
There is? What else?
Well, I get up at 10 o'clock and I eat my breakfast. Then I go back to bed.
You must have a fortune tied up in pajamas. Then what do you do?
Well, I go train in the gym for a couple of hours, then I go home and go to bed. That's true. Then I get up at about 5 o'clock and I eat my dinner, go out and take a walk, and I come home and go to bed.
You don't see much of the outside world, do you? Why do you do all that work? Why is there so much sleeping and jumping up and down?
Well, how do you want to get in top shape?
Top shape? Well, who wants to be shaped like a top? Now, what are the first things you have to learn about ballet, Patty?
Well, the first thing would be the 5 basic dance positions.
And what are the 5 basic dance positions?
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, you ask a ridiculous question, you get a ridiculous answer. On the other hand, Aragon only has 2 positions. Vertical and horizontal. Could you describe the first dance position, Patty?
Well, position number 1, you have your feet together, your heels together, and your toes pointed outwards, and push your heels forward.
Well, that sounds pretty simple. It's okay. So what are some of the basic steps of the ballet?
Oh, there's tours jetés, pirouettes, glissades, assemblées, jetés, and entrechacatras.
What time do you stop at Nacogdoches? Isn't all that stuff Greek to you, Art?
It's French.
It's French. Well, all I can say is vive la France! What qualifications are necessary to become a good ballet dancer, Patty?
Oh, most of the qualifications are physical. You should have a sturdy body and flexible and a slender figure. And it's good to have long legs, but it isn't necessary.
Well, the legs should certainly be long enough to reach the floor, Patty. Well, it's been very interesting talking to you two. Now, let's see how agile you are in the quiz. Now, you beat the other 2 couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much the other 2 couples won, but Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners.
The mother of 8 children and the expectant father are ahead with $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You select the sporting terms as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, how much you want to bet of the $20?
10.
Talk right out loud into
10.
the microphone. Like the fight was over and you were saying, hello, Mom. Texas Liga is an expression in what sport?
Baseball.
Baseball is correct.
We're on the way, Groucho, with $30.
Well, you hit that over the fence. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25? 25, she said.
25. A lob shot is an expression of what sport? L-O-B.
Oh, wait just a moment. A lob. It's tennis.
That's right. Tennis.
Let's find it now. We have $55.
You got $55, and here's your third question. How much will you bet?
40.
Riposte, I guess, R-I-P-O-S-T-E, is a maneuver in what sport?
How do you spell it?
R-I-P-O-S-T-E.
You guess.
Post. Football?
No.
No, that's a tough question. It's fencing.
They now have $15.
That's a shame. All right, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 15 will you try?
All of it.
All of it. A stymie is an expression of what sport?
That's easy, huh? I'm stymied. Oh, not marvelous. I'm stymied. You stymied the guy. Gee, that's simple.
Stymied. Thought it was marbles.
Well, I was thinking of golf, but I guess they have stymies and marbles. But I'd say you're right.
They wind up with $30, and that means the expectant father and the mother of 8 children with $210 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. To serve you efficiently, to serve you promptly. Those are the aims of every DeSoto Plymouth dealer. No matter what make of car you drive, no matter what sort of attention it needs, a DeSoto Plymouth dealer is well equipped to give your car the very best in service. Skilled, factory-trained mechanics, the most modern tools and equipment made, service at a fair price, and prompt, courteous treatment every time. That's the kind of service you get when you drive in at the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. That's the kind of service that means extra miles for your car. From coast to coast, there are more than 3,000 of these DeSoto Plymouth dealers, each with an earnest desire to serve you. And here's the mother of 8 and the expectant father, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question, Groucho.
Here we go for $1,000. Ready? I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully and please no help from the audience. Here it is. The Panama Canal, one of the great engineering feats of all time, would never have been possible if it weren't for the discovery of the Isthmus of Panama. For $1,000, tell me who discovered the Isthmus of Panama. All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
Balboa.
No, I'm sorry, but it was Christopher Columbus on his last voyage to the New World. Well, that's the correct answer, so that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, you lost the big money, but you won $210 in the quiz. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, You Bet Your Life, presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, next week, the big question will be worth $1,500.
So good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. May is National Car Safety Month. So remember, check your car, check accidents. This is George Fenneman, signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
It's a good thing that Groucho was on CBS on June 14th, 1950, and hadn't moved to NBC. Otherwise, that Admiral television salesman wouldn't have been able to be on. Let's see, from 75 years ago, June 14th, 1950, Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream if you like what we do to support our podcast. That's classicradio.stream. We'll head out and see what's going on with Marie Wilson in a moment. My Friend Irma.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Pat Boone. In case of enemy attack, you must know your warning signals. A steady blast of 3 to 5 minutes means tune your radio dial to 640 or 1240. A 3-minute wavering tone or a series of short blasts, take cover immediately.
God love Pat Boone. He's still with us after all these years. All right, let us go to June 14th, 1948, a Monday night. You've been listening to CBS, and you've heard Inner Sanctum, and you've heard Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts. You've heard the Lux Radio Theater, Ingrid Bergman and Jane Eyre. And now it's 10 o'clock, and it's time to listen to Marie Wilson as My Friend Irma at 10 o'clock at night on Monday, June 14th, 1948.
Irma?
Yes, Jane?
You know, this is interesting. It says here that the desert in Death Valley is 270 feet below sea level.
Well, it can't be much of a desert with all that water on top of it.
Well, that's what you can expect when you listen to My Friend Irma.
Friendship, friendship, just perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgot, theirs will still be hot.
Lever Brothers Company, makers of Swan, the soap with the exclusive Super Cream Blend, presents
Our Friend Swan.
With My Friend Irma.
Starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane.
Looked in the zodiac to find out what sign I was born under. Whether it was Aries, the Ram, Capricorn, the Goat, or Leo, the Lion. Lo and behold, I find out I'm Taurus. It says in a footnote that Taurus girls get married very young. As far as I'm concerned, now I know why this sign is referred to as Taurus the Bull. Believe me, I'm not getting any younger. And every June I look at the wedding announcements in the newspapers, and you know something? My name isn't there. And as far as Richard Rhinelander is concerned, I've tried everything. From pulling petals off the daisies to sleeping on a piece of wedding cake. All I ever got out of it was a house full of ants. Well, I guess I'm not the only one who does a bit of mooning around the month of June. Even Irma is affected. Right now, she's looking at a picture of a June bride in the newspaper. The look on her face is a complete blank, which means she's thinking. Irma.
Yes, Jane?
What's fascinating you so?
Well, look what it says about this bride in the paper.
What?
When Miss Doris Albert walks down the aisle, she'll be wearing her great-grandmother's lover around her neck.
Let me see that. Irma, that's lavalier.
Well, I got the other words right. Jane, aren't these brides just lovely?
Yeah, lovely and lucky. Especially this one. Isn't she adorable?
Yes, and her babies are cute, too.
Babies?
Yes, an artist has drawn their pictures all around the bride's photograph.
Irma, those are cupids.
Jane, if Richard asked you to marry him, where would you go for the honeymoon?
To the nearest sanitarium for shock treatment. How about you and Al, honey? Where would you like to spend your honeymoon?
Oh, Al has already made reservations. We're going to stay at 822 Wall Street.
822 Wall Street? Irma, isn't Mr. Clyde's office at 824?
Yes, when we're on a honeymoon, Al doesn't want me to be late for work.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me. Your wedding ring will probably have a built-in alarm clock. Hello.
Hello, Jane. This is Al. Is Irma there?
Oh, just a minute. Irma, it's for you.
Oh, who is it?
I'll give you a hint. It's the one person in the country who celebrates 365 holidays a year.
Oh, hello, Al, honey.
Hiya, chicken. Can get a couple of free tickets to a show. How would you like to take in Harvey?
No, Al, if I take anybody, it'll be you.
No, chicken, Harvey is a Broadway show. Would you like to go to the matinee this afternoon?
Oh, Al, I'd love to.
Swell, chicken. We'll pick you up later. And look, chicken, since we're going to the theater and mingling with that classy crowd, let's go in style.
What do you mean, Al?
Make some sandwiches. We'll take them along.
All right, Al, goodbye. Oh, Jane, isn't it wonderful? Al's taking me to see Harvey. I wonder what kind of a show it is.
Well, it's a comedy. I haven't seen it yet. They say it's very good. It's about a rabbit called Harvey. Only you can't see him.
No wonder Al's getting the tickets for nothing. Oh, well, as long as I'm with Al, I don't care what I don't see. He's so wonderful.
In June, all fellas seem wonderful. That includes my Richard. You know, I've practiced saying I do for so long that when I walk down the street mumbling to myself, people say, do you realize you're out of your mind? And I say, I do.
Oh, gee, Jane, wouldn't it be wonderful if the four of us were married and lived right next door to each other?
Oh, I can just see it. Richard coming home from a hard day at the office, Al coming home from a hard bench in the park.
But it would be so nice for our children.
Yeah, the children. I hadn't thought of that. I guess there would be a little Irma and a little Jane. Little Irma would be asking little Jane questions all day. I won't have it.
Well, why not, Jane?
Because I wouldn't want my daughter to be prematurely gray at the age of 4.
Oh, you're just kidding, Jane. Isn't it wonderful to daydream like this? Gee, if Al would just propose, I'd buy the wedding ring myself.
Buy your own wedding ring? Oh, no, you wouldn't. That's one thing I won't let you do. It's enough you may have to work after you're married, but you're going to start out like a lady.
All right, Jane. Gee, you know, I can't wait to go to the theater. What did you say Harvey was about?
Oh, it's about a man who drinks and imagines he sees rabbits. Come in.
It's only me, Professor Kropotkin. Hello, Janie and Irma, my two little dishes. One food for thought, the other food for squirrels. Excuse me, a little joke I picked up in the park.
Why, Professor?
Girls, I came down here to get a little information. Is the word which an adverb or a preposition?
Well, the word which is a pronoun, or it may be used adjectively. How do you want to use it?
Dear Mrs. O'Reilly, you are an old witch.
Professor, why don't you stop teasing poor Mrs. O'Reilly? After all, she's the kind of a person who likes to live and let live.
This I know. You should see the things she lets live in my room.
Well, Professor, why don't you forget Mrs. O'Reilly as a landlady? Just think of her as a woman.
I tried that, but I had to stop right away. I found myself hating my own mother. Tell me, Irma, what are you all dressed up for?
Oh, Al's going to take me to the matinee. I'm going to see Harvey.
Harvey?
Yes, it's about a rabbit who drinks and imagines he sees men.
Yes, and pink psychiatrist. Come in.
Hello, girls. Oh, there you are, Professor.
Oh, it's Mrs. O'Reilly.
Now, please, don't get excited, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Quiet, you. Girls, what would you think of a man who takes a girl to the playground in the park at night and lets her go up and down on a seesaw for 2 hours?
Oh, I think that's very romantic.
Well, that's what I thought until I got off and found a rock tight at the other end of the board.
I'm sorry, Mrs. O'Reilly. I just went away to buy you some candy. Do you think after how nice you was to me, I could play a dirty trick like that on you?
Mrs. O'Reilly, what did you do for him?
Oh, just a few little intimate touches for his room.
You know the leak in my bathroom pipe?
She fixed it?
No, she hung a shower curtain around it. And you know that old-fashioned gas stove I got? The one the gas is always escaping from?
Oh, is she getting you a new stove?
No, she gave me a gas mask.
Well, this is all very touching, but Irma, Al will be here any minute. You better be ready to go, honey.
All right, Jane.
Where are you going, Irma?
Al's taking me to the theater.
To the theater?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's been such a long time since I've been to the theater.
Yes, it's a little hard for Mrs. O'Reilly to forget all that excitement and shooting. You see, she was sitting right next to Mr. Lincoln.
Oh, hush up, Professor. Oh, Irma, I almost forgot what I came here for. Amber Lipscott called while you were at the office, and she wanted me to tell you that she'd call back again at 1 o'clock.
Come on, Mrs. O'Reilly, I'll take you to the movie around the corner. They're showing 2 pictures today. The Emperor Waltz and the story of your life. So evil, my love.
Oh, go along with you. Goodbye, girls.
I think I'll go too, Irma. I can't stand to be around when that obnoxious girlfriend of yours calls.
Oh, Jane, why can't you get along with Amber?
Irma, honey, I know she's one of your best friends, but tell me, why is it the minute she gets here, she has to take off her shoes and strut around barefooted? I wouldn't mind if her feet were shapely, but believe me, if they had eyes, each one of them could pass for a bearskin rug.
Well, that's not Amber's fault. Her feet hurt her. You see, she's employed in a brewery. She's a barrel kicker.
A barrel kicker?
Yeah, she walks around the brewery kicking barrels to see which ones are empty.
Oh, Irma, don't listen to those stories she makes up. Your friend Amber Lipscott is just a clumsy, lazy oaf with a temper, and I don't want anything to do with her. I'll take it. Hello? What? Yes, Amber, this is Jane. You want to talk to Irma? The what? Why do I have to answer the phone? Well, I happen to live here. Why do I have to live?
Why, you! Hey, give it to me, Jane. Hello? Oh, hello, Amber. This is Irma. Huh? How long am I going to keep on living with someone beneath me? Jane doesn't live beneath me. She lives right here in the same room.
Thanks, Irma.
What is it, Amber? You sound excited. Huh? You can't tell me, but you'll be right over? All right. No, I won't leave. Goodbye. Gee, I wonder what she's so excited about.
I don't know, honey. Personally, I don't want to have anything to do with her. As far as I'm concerned, she's the coarsest, most vulgar person in the world.
But I've never heard her sound so thrilled. I wonder what it can be.
She's probably wrestling Gorgeous George next week.
It's me, Chicken.
Come in, Al.
Hello, Jane. Hiya, Chicken.
Hello, Al, honey.
Sorry I'm late, Chicken. Was trying to interest a banker in my latest deal.
Oh, another one of your deals? What is it this time? Putting windows in cigar boxes, selling them for television sets?
Nothing so obvious. This is a special device to eliminate backseat driving.
Well, how do you do that, Al?
Simple. The car has 2 exhaust pipes. One of them goes into the back seat. I'll tell you more about it later. Chicken, take my arm. We're off to the matinee.
Well, gosh, I can't go.
You can't go? Why not, Chicken?
Well, Amber Lipscott is coming over to discuss something important, and I promised I'd be here.
But, Chicken, after all the trouble I went to get these tickets.
Oh, I'm sorry, Al.
It's such a shame to waste good seats. Jane?
Yes, Al?
Jane, in the past, you and I have had many differences, but this could, of course, be based on heredity.
What do you mean?
Well, in your family, to be ambitious is considered a virtue. In our family, it has come to be looked upon as a disease.
Yes?
Outside of this slight difference, Jane, I have never had anything against you, and have always hoped it was sort of mutual.
What are you driving at, Al?
Well, I was wondering if you would like to go to the theater with me. Outside of Chicken, there is no one I would rather take.
Well, Al, I've never had anything personal against you. And since you put it this way, and if Irma won't object...
Oh, I won't. You know what they say, share the wealth. He's broke.
Well, what do you say, Jane?
Al, I'd be delighted.
My arm, Miss Stacy. And let me tell you, I may not be able to take you along Park Avenue like your boyfriend Richard does, but believe me, on our way to get a hot dog at the waterfront, we will cross Park Avenue.
This is a day that will live in history. Goodbye, honey.
Yeah, so long, Chicken. When we get back, we'll tell you the whole plot.
Well, you don't have to, Al. I trust you.
Hear that, ladies? The music for the first dance of a lovely evening. And the violins are whispering a beauty hint to you.
Only Swan has that super cream blend.
That's important. Swan soap does give you something no other soap can offer. Swan differs from other soaps. You know it does, because you can feel the difference just by running your fingers over a cake of Swan. You can feel that extra smoothness, the direct result of Swan Super Cream Blend. Then
feel that wonderful super cream lather.
Feel that rich, billowy Swan lather. A special lather that no other soap can give you, because no other soap has Swan Super Creamed Blend. This Swan lather cleanses so gently, so thoroughly, and then rinses away so completely that it leaves your skin looking softer, smoother, younger. Yes, you'll find out that the Swan look is a young look. You'll see new beauty in your skin. So please don't forget.
Only Swan has that super cream blend.
Richard takes me to the matinee. He hails a cab, picks up a box of candy, hands me a corsage, and we end up watching the show from the third row. But this is with Al. So he hailed a cab, asked the driver what time it was, found out we had time to walk. He picked up a Tootsie Roll, handed me the wrapper, and we ended up watching the show from the third balcony. From where we are sitting, not only Harvey the rabbit is invisible, but so is the cast. I must say Al is enjoying himself immensely, though. He hasn't stopped smiling since he went to sleep. Al. Al, wake up.
Your Honor, this whole thing is a mistake. I was Oh. How is you, Jane?
Al, I don't like to interrupt your dreams, but I paid $1.20 tax on those free tickets of yours. I'd like to have you see the show.
Sorry, Jane, just can't keep awake.
Why not?
No dames in the show.
Must you have chorus girls?
Look, Jane, as much as I love chicken, I am still a normal man. I prefer watching chorus girls to an animal act. I got the feeling that once you've seen one rabbit, you've seen them all. Mind if I leave?
No, do, by all means.
Come in. Oh, Amber Lipscott. Hello, Amber.
Hello, dearie. Is your roommate out?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. I can't stand that snooty girl. You mind if I take my shoes off? It helps me to speak freely.
Amber, I hope you have something important to tell me, because I passed up going to the theater with Al.
Have I got something important, dearie? You know my boyfriend, Gerald the jockey.
Oh, Amber, don't tell me you finally hooked him.
Harpooned is the word, dearie. I've got him clean, dressed, and on ice. We're getting married this afternoon.
Oh, not really?
Yeah, after the 7th race.
Oh, Amber, I don't know what to say. Gosh, I'm so happy.
Oh, thanks, dearie. Everyone's been so nice. At the track, they gave a party for Gerald and me. They put us in the winner's circle, dropped a horseshoe of flowers around my neck, and waved me in. They were so sentimental. Oh, say, tell me, Irma, how are you coming along with Al?
Oh, every time I ask Al what's holding up our wedding, he says mañana. That's Spanish for money.
You don't have to tell me. I went to school.
Open up, chicken.
Oh, come on in, Al, honey.
Oh, hi, Amber.
Hello, Al.
Hey, you lost a little weight, didn't you?
Yeah. You know, driving a bulldozer isn't easy work.
Oh, Al, wait until you hear the wonderful news. Amber is getting married this afternoon.
Well, congratulations.
That was nothing. He knew he'd have to do it sooner or later, or I'd cripple him.
Amber, what time does the wedding take place?
5 o'clock at my apartment, dearie. And that's why I dropped by. You gotta do me a favor.
Oh, certainly, Amber. What is it?
Well, I'm gonna be tied up at the dressmaker's until 4:30. So I wondered if you'd take this $50 with this slip to Kay's jewelry store and pick up my wedding ring.
Oh, we'd be glad to. Do you want us to come to the wedding?
Well, of course I do, honey. You're my dearest friend. And I don't care what kind of a wedding present you bring me, just so long as you're not ashamed of it.
All right, Amber. Well, we'll get the ring for you. Shall I bring Jane along, too?
No, thanks. There'll be enough crumbs around after we cut the wedding cake.
Oh, Amber, I wish you'd try to understand Jane. Underneath it all, she's a wonderful person.
That's where I'd like to see her, underneath it all. You better not get in my way. Well, so long, honey.
$50.
Al, Amber gave us that money for the ring. Now put it back on the table.
Oh, you misunderstand, Chicken. Was merely thinking of getting the most good out of this money for Amber.
What do you mean, Al?
Well, maybe I can get a better ring for less money. And with the dough I save Amber, we buy her a wedding present. And there's only one man who can help us.
Who, Al?
Who else but... Hello, Joe. Al, got a problem. Want to pick up a wedding ring cheap. What shall I do? Shake hands with Mrs. McHugh? Oh, she's been on a diet. The ring is loose. No, Joe. Must be legitimate. You want I should stop calling you about things that are legitimate? It's giving you a bad name with the boys. Understand your position. Goodbye, noble friend.
Now, look, Al, forget about getting bargains. Let's just go out and get a wedding present for Amber.
Shall I take along the 50 and the slip for Amber's ring?
No, we might lose it. Leave it on the table until we come back.
Okay, Chicken.
Gee, Al, I wish we were getting married like Amber and Gerald.
It won't be long, Chicken.
Oh, Al, if you knew how I dream of the day when I'll hold our son in my arms.
Well, Chicken, how do you know it'll be a boy?
Oh, you don't know about those things. You're so naive. I already wrote to the stork.
Irma? Oh, Professor, I guess no one's home.
Oh, that's too bad. I wanted to tell Irma that I like the way she sewed the button on my shirt, but that I can't get the shirt off the table because she sewed the shirt to the tablecloth.
Well, you know, this is June, and Irma is very much love-struck. In fact, before I left for the theater, Irma was in such a romantic mood that she said if Al would marry her, she'd buy the ring herself.
Well, lots of people are desperate to get married, Janie. Take Mrs. O'Reilly. She says if I will marry her, she will have her face lifted. But I'm terrified at the thought of what they might find underneath.
Oh, well. You know, I know that Irma's just exaggerating, and she wouldn't do... Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter, Janie? What's on the table there?
Kay's Jewelers. One wedding ring, balance $50. Oh, no! She said she would, and now she's done it. She's buying her own wedding ring so Al will marry her.
Poor little Irma. Nature was very cruel to her. Gave her such a big heart, there wasn't anything left to put in her head.
Well, Al's not going to get away with this. Irma works too hard for her money to go spending it on a wedding ring. Heavens, if Al wants to marry her, let him buy the ring.
Where are you going, Janie?
To the bank to deposit this money right back in her account.
But the bank is closed now.
Well, I'll put it in the night depository, Professor. I'll see you later. This will teach Irma a lesson.
Jane. Oh, there's nobody here, Al.
Well, Chicken, you better get dressed if you want to get to the wedding in time. Don't forget, we got to pick up Amber's ring.
All right, Al. Al!
What's the matter, Chicken?
The money for the ring is gone.
Don't look at me, Chicken. I come in with you.
Hello, Jane. Guess what happened?
I know what happened. That money you were going to spend on a wedding ring for yourself so this loafer could marry you is back in the bank where it belongs.
Back in the bank?
Yes. And the bank is closed.
Closed?
Why are you two acting as though someone had just gotten killed?
I wish you hadn't said that, Jane.
Sounds like a pretty good ringside description of what's going to happen to you.
To me? What are you talking about?
Jane, that $50 belongs to Amber Lipscott. It was for her wedding ring. If her wedding is called off on account of your meddling, she may hit the ceiling, and it'll be with you.
Oh, no. Oh, no, what am I going to do? Oh, I don't want to get involved with that terrible monster. Oh, if I could only get $50 so you could get the ring. Let me see, I think I've got $4. Oh, dear. Irma, how much have you got?
20, 28, 32, 41, half $1.
Oh. I'll go out of my mind. Al, what have you got? Now I know I'm going out of my mind. Come in.
Hello, folks.
Mrs. O'Reilly.
Janie, what's wrong? You're white as a sheet.
Mrs. O'Reilly, have you got $50?
Oh, you should have asked me this morning before I went to the beauty parlor.
You spent all that money in the beauty parlor?
Yes, I tip big. I have to. If I don't, the girls won't work on me.
Well, I guess this is it, kids. Might as well get ready to face it. Now it's a matter of time, nothing more. Well, I'm just sitting here, waiting for the inevitable. Al and Irma have been very solicitous. Irma keeps humming and singing to cheer me up. Her singing is a little worse than anything Amber could do to me. As for Al is really concerned. He keeps glancing through my papers to make sure all my insurance policies are paid up. It's after 5 o'clock, and by now Amber's either married without a ring or on her way over here with murder in her heart. Oh, if only I hadn't put the money in the bank.
Well, goodbye, Jane. Come in, Irma.
Hello, Amber. Now, look, Amber, let me explain.
You don't have to explain, Irma. That's the kind of a person you are.
But really, Amber, I don't know what to say.
You don't have to talk, Irma. You just feel those things.
Feel what things?
About not showing up with the ring. You didn't want me to be married.
Now, hold it, Amber.
You stay out of this, nosy. What I'm saying, Irma, is what makes you so clever and psychic?
Psychic?
Yeah, how did you know Gerald was already married to somebody else?
What? I mean, what?
You stay out of this. Irma, I'm so glad you didn't show up and embarrass me. And I'm so glad you didn't buy the ring. If I only told you about the money Gerald gave me.
What about the money?
You, my worst enemy, should try to pass that money. It's counterfeit. Say, Irma, what's your girlfriend doing lying on the floor?
Oh, I don't know. Jane, I wish you wouldn't go to sleep when we have company.
The other day, I noticed Irma putting a cake of Swan soap in front of the electric fan. So I said, honey, what's the idea? And Irma said,
Oh, I thought if our swan starts molting, the fan will blow its feathers away.
Well, Jane, Irma has her serious moments about swan soap, too. Sure, she says the large cake of swan is wonderful for her bath. So, ladies, why don't you get the large-size cake of swan next time? See how it breaks easily into 2 generous cakes that last and last for your bath. And when you feel your cake of swan, you'll notice how smooth it is. Feel the lather. It's smoother, richer, creamier. And that's because of Swan's super creamed blend. So get the big, handsome, generous cake of Swan soap for your bath.
This is one time when I know how Irma must feel all the time. Why? Because I have pulled the boner of boners. Fortunately, I got to the bank in the morning early enough to stop the counterfeit deposit, and everything's taken care of. But I just can't stand to be in a position where Irma feels she must sympathize with me. In fact, I just go crazy when Irma says,
Oh, Jane, don't feel so badly about making a mistake. Sometimes I even say some things that aren't exactly brilliant.
Not really.
Oh, sure, but who cares? 6 of one or 10 of another. All adds up to 12.
And you know, 12 is just a little higher than the IQ of my friend Irma.
My Friend Irma, presented by Swan, another fine product of Lever Brothers Company, was produced and directed by Cy Howard. Tonight's script was written by Cy Howard and Park Levy. Folks, next Monday evening, listen again to
Our Friend Swan
with My Friend Irma.
Starring Mary Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Professor Kropotkin was played by Hans Conried. Ladies, listen. The shortage of fats and oils is still very serious, and it's worldwide. So please keep on saving every drop of used kitchen fat. Your butcher will pay you for every pound. Frank Bingman speaking.
Spry.
Cakes are light and high.
Spry.
There's a reason why.
Spry.
Cakes improve with Spry.
Rely on Spry.
Yes, there's a reason why Spry makes grand cakes. Spry has an amazing cake improver secret. Try the Spry one-bowl way and be sure of lighter, finer, richer cakes every time. No other type of shortening has Spry's cake improver. For new cake-making success, try Spry, the pure all-vegetable shortening.
Rely on Spry. S-P-R-Y. Rely on Spry.
Tune in next week, 1 hour earlier, and listen to the Lux Radio Theater, immediately followed by My Friend Irma. This is CBS, where 99 million people gather every week. The Columbia Broadcasting System.
From 77 years ago today, June 14th, 1948, My Friend Irma here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. You know, there are people that actively saying that people were never asked to save fat. These people, you know, they call them idiots today, is what we call people who like to deny the past. But yes, we saved tinfoil, we saved cans, we saved fat, all for the war effort, and even for years thereafter. Okay, I'm going to shut up and we're going to go back 65 years next to check in with Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce. They're the couple next door.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Boris Karloff. No one can guarantee the survival of every home during a nuclear war, but a strong civil defense can save millions of lives. Make sure that yours is one of them. Learn how to protect your home. Call Civil Defense today.
Have a little antipasto, if you please. Peg Lynch, Alan Bunce. They were stars for years in a program called The Private Lives of Ethel and Albert over on NBC. Later on, they would be in a PBS series, NPR series called The Little Things in Life. But here they were in 1960 in a CBS production where they pretty much played the same characters. The Couple Next Door. From 65 years ago today, June 14th, 1960.
CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Yes, well, thanks anyhow, Myra. I didn't wake you, did I? Oh, good. Well, I'm just desperate to get people to help on my committee, and I spent all last evening phoning, and everyone is busy working on other things. Yes. Well, all right, Myra. Yes, thanks anyway. I know you would, but... yeah, thanks anyway. Goodbye. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. I just don't.
If I were you, I would sit down and eat some breakfast. You shouldn't be calling people this early anyhow.
I'm just calling people I know. Get up early. I'm just desperate. Bizarre Saturday. I can't find anyone to help. Not anyone.
Well, one of these days, you'd better learn to say no when you're asked to be chairman of a committee.
I had no idea it was so involved. Mrs. Houston asked me. She just said, would I have charge of the children's makeup booth? Just thought it meant rounding up some people to put makeup on for a play or something.
I know. But if you had asked...
Well, what would I have asked about? I told you that's all I thought it was, dear. I had no idea it meant making little inexpensive headdresses for children. And 300 of them. Really, when I called Mrs. Houston last night and...
Because I still don't understand what kind of headdresses you're supposed to make.
Well, I don't either exactly.
Well, you better get in touch with the woman who had charge of this committee last year.
Well, I've been trying to. I can't. She's moved out of town.
Find
and
out.
Got to...
Since we didn't even get to the Spring Bazaar last year, you'd better find out who was there, or even better, who worked on that committee, and then find out what they did.
I know. But so far I can't track down anybody who knows or remembers anything about that particular booth. Oh, honestly, if you say someday maybe I'll learn to say no when I'm asked to be chairman of things. Well, Mrs. Tenney is coming to clean today, so I'll leave Bobby home. I'll drop over and see Eleanor. Maybe she can help. And don't you make any plans for tonight. I'm sure I'm going to need you to help make these things, too. We'll have to get started if we're going to...
Well, look, I'm not exactly handy with needle and thread, so you'd better find some of your girlfriends to help you.
Well, I hope I can. Honestly, no matter how I try to organize my life, I always seem to be doing something frantically at the last minute.
Well, my goodness, sit down and catch your breath and have a cup of coffee.
Well,
you sound absolutely desperate.
I am desperate, Eleanor. I really am. When Mrs. Houston called me 2 months ago and asked me to be chairman of the children's makeup booth at the Spring Bazaar, I had no idea what it involved. I thought it just meant getting some people to help put makeup on the children who are probably doing a play or putting on some entertainment of some kind at the bazaar, you know.
Oh, no. Didn't you go to the bazaar last year?
No, Betsy had chicken pox.
Well, I didn't have anything to do with that committee. I was working in the White Elephant booth right next to it.
Oh.
And it seems to me Mrs. Webb had charge of it.
Yes, I know, but she's moved out of town, so I can't call her and find out what she did. I
know that Mrs. Webb and her committee made some darling headdresses.
Yeah, I know. I found that out by accident last night, which is why I am so frantic. But I don't know what kind of headdresses. What did they look like?
Well, as I recall, there were some white veils with flowers for the little girls. They were brides.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there were Indian and pirate headdresses for the boys.
Yes, I know. But how do you make them? Out of what?
Any way you want to, I guess. I really don't know much about it. It seems to me the makeup booth charged 25 cents.
That's right. You put rouge and lipstick on the children, which they love, of course, and the boys get black mustaches and all that.
Yes,
you know,
and it seems to me the boys who picked Indian headdresses had sort of war paint makeup.
Yeah, I guess they did. I'm not worried about the makeup. It's the headdresses, Eleanor. Apparently these were very popular with the children, this booth, and I'm supposed to be prepared with 300 assorted headdresses. I don't know what they looked like or how they were made or what they were made out of. And here
Well, there must have been some left over from last year. I know there were things from our booth, and they were all stored out in Gregson's barn. I'd like to help you, but I'm busy with the country store booth this year. So I suggest the first thing you do is to drive out to Gregson's barn and see what's there.
All right, Eleanor. Who is Mr. Gregson and where is his barn?
All right. Now, just calm down.
Calm down. I am just wild. I really do not know what to do.
Well, darling, just wringing your hands and saying you don't know what to do isn't going to solve anything. Now, let's have dinner, then we'll sit down and quietly appraise the situation.
Dinner? I haven't even thought of dinner. Betsy, stay out of things now, will you? Just looking at them.
What is all this stuff?
Things that were left over from the makeup booth from last year. Eleanor suggested there might be something stored, she said, in a Gregson's barn. So I drove out there, and this Mrs. Gregson said, yes, there probably was a box. So we prowled around in the attic of the barn and found this.
Look, Daddy, lots of rouge and lipstick and white stuff to make clown faces.
And these are the headdresses. I mean, what was left over from last year, so at least I have an idea of what they were like.
Yeah, well, that's more than we knew this morning.
Yes, but look at them. You can't buy them. These things have to be made, dear. And 300 of them. The bazaar's Saturday. I've been on the phone all afternoon trying to get somebody to help. They're all busy by this time on some other committee, the bookstall or the country store booth or the food committee or the game committee.
Well, what did we say the other day about our always putting things off until the last minute?
I didn't know it was this involved. Nobody said anything to me about making headdresses. Nobody.
I'll help you, Mommy. I can make these Indian headdresses. I think it'd be fun.
Fun? 60 of them? And that's just a part of what has to be done.
All right, now, wait a minute. They don't look too
Tuesday.
complicated. I don't see why Betsy can't help with these. I mean, it's just a painted headband with a feather stapled on. How's it fasten on the head, though?
Well, apparently they just cut strips of white cardboard and cut notches at each end, put it around the child's head and hook it with a rubber band. Here, Betsy. Here, come here to Mommy. Let me put it on your head. Turn
Here.
around. There, see? Your fastens as hooks, this rubber band hooks you see in the one notch on the
I
other
see,
side.
I
And then
see. Well, look, that's simple enough.
Mrs. Gregson said she thought Mrs. Webb bought Indian headdresses, the big kind with lots of feathers, at the dime store, you know.
Yeah.
And then she just cut the feathers off or took them off and stapled one on each one of these headbands. So that
I could get lots of my friends to help make these, Mommy. We could cut the cardboard and paint them with lots of different designs.
Sure, look, I'll tell you what. I'll set up some card tables in the basement. You get your friends over after school each day. Betsy can be chairman of the Indian headdress department. How about that?
Well, that's just part of it, dear. We have to have 60 pirate headdresses, too, you know, and 60
You got a sample of that?
Oh, yes, I think there were 2 left over from last year when I saw, yes, here. Apparently it's just a triangle-shaped piece of red cambric that tied under one ear.
Oh, look, Daddy, it has a gold earring sewed on.
Well, it's not gold, dear. It's just a small brass curtain ring, but sewing on 60 of these curtain rings certainly takes time. I mean, with this here, see, look this one. See how it's sewed on?
Yeah. Well, okay,
Oh,
look,
it
a
just
boy
makes
pays
me
25 cents to be made
That's
up
right.
as a pirate or an Indian.
Yeah,
All
the
right, now,
girls.
what about the girls?
Well, they can be brides or sleeping beauties.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what they made up for the brides. There aren't any samples of that, but the sleeping beauties.
Here, Mommy, this is a Sleeping Beauty.
Yes, I guess it is. That's the gold crown, you say, cut out of stiff gold paper and fastened with a rubber band at the back, like you fasten the Indian cardboard headband, you know. And then they apparently bought nylon netting to hang down like a veil. See, like this.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of cute.
Well, Mrs. Gregson said she thought she remembered the brides wore just a little piece of, white nylon tulle or netting like this, fastened to a few artificial white flowers. She thought that was, kind of
I see.
right, and then just hook it over.
Well, now, look, if you...
Bobby pins, I guess.
All right, if you staple stuff on, though, instead of sewing, it'll be easier.
Easier? How are we going to do it at all?
Betsy said she'd help, and she'd get her friends to help, too, and I will, too. Look, why you let yourself get involved in things like this is beyond me, but since you have, I guess if we all pitch in and work, now this is Tuesday, the bazaar isn't until Saturday.
Tomorrow we have to go to school. It's project night for the parents. All the year's projects are on display. Thursday night, Betsy has a dress rehearsal for her dance recital. She has to be there by 6:45. Friday night is the pageant the Brownies and the Girl Scouts are putting on.
All right, now
Saturday
look,
is
never mind now. Instead of weeping
really,
and wailing, get dinner. Let's get through that and get started on this tonight.
Get started? I'll have to buy things first. The red cambric and earrings for the pirates, the gold paper, the veiling, the flowers, the Indian feathers, which means that all day tomorrow I shall be downtown
Now, wait a minute.
shopping.
Who pays for all that? I said, who pays for all...
I heard you. I don't know. I never thought of the money.
Oh, well, you better think of it. You know what it's like trying to get reimbursed for these things. Afterwards, nobody knows anything about anything, especially if the bazaar goes in the hole. I seem to recall one year you got involved in something, and we wound up being stuck for $30-some. Now, wait a minute. Who's treasurer of this thing?
Well, I don't know, dear. I don't know. I'll get on the phone and see if I can track him down.
Yeah, boy, well, I brought down some more boxes from the attic.
I don't think Mommy's going to like us cutting all of them up. She saves them.
Well, look, we needed cardboard strips, and at least we're getting some Indian headdresses made up for her. Now, look, now watch it. You be careful with that paintbrush now.
How do you like this one, Daddy? I used red and blue and green and yellow, and I painted wiggle waggles and circles and crosses.
Hey, you certainly did. Hey, that's beautiful. You know what? Looks like a real Indian headband.
Mommy?
Yes? Why aren't you in bed?
No. I said she could stay up, and we are very busy, and
so
you should be
tired.
very grateful. I'll bet you are. Now, look, honey, look at all the Indian headbands she's painted. Isn't that
Look,
wonderful?
Mommy, aren't they beautiful?
Yes, lovely.
For Pete's sakes, where have you been?
Doing what you insisted I do, trying to track down the treasure of the spring bazaar. This Mr. Wollaston, going to his house instead of phoning him.
Listen, I know from bitter experience on these things, it's better to get the money in advance and then return what you don't spend.
Well, I couldn't find the house. Then I ran out of gas. Then I had to walk to a gas station.
Oh, no.
Anyhow, I finally got to the Wollastons. Nobody was home, and I went to the neighbors. And it seems that Mrs. Wollaston is in the hospital having a baby, and he's there, too, so I came on home.
Hospital? What hospital?
I don't know. You certainly don't expect me to go to the waiting room of a maternity ward and ask an expectant father to advance me money for Indian feathers and pirate earrings, do you?
All right, you mark my words. You mark my words. We're going to wind up being
I'll
stuck.
figure out what we need and shop tomorrow. I stopped at Mrs. Houston's just now. She said there's an outlet store on Broad Street where you can get some real bargains. Now, please, dear, I am just so tired of this whole thing.
Now, wait a minute. May I ask you?
Even think about it.
How you ever said yes to begin with when Mrs. Houston asked you to be chairman of this thing when you didn't even know what it involved?
She called one evening. I was watching a television show, and you know how mad people get when you say you don't want to talk, you're watching something. So I hastily said yes to get her off the phone.
Well, I just hope this teaches you a lesson, that's
Well,
all.
it has already, I tell you that. With all the other things I have to do, and I think of the time and energy that will be spent for a week on these
A week? We
idiotic-
have 3 days. Now, look, get busy. Will you grab a paintbrush? Tonight we're doing Indian headbands. Now, tomorrow you buy the stuff we need, and we'll do the pirates.
Yeah,
Then on
Thursday we can do
Thursday-
brides, I guess.
The Couple Next Door stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Every parent knows the struggle is real. 65 years ago, June 14th, 1960, The Couple Next Door here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us tomorrow for Crime and Peter Chambers, Calling All Cars, Lights Out, the FBI in Peace and War, and Lemon Abner right here. Thank you for being by, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.